Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Is a Jet fire sale coming? The latest from SNY on who might be traded and what their value is. Dylan Tereman will join us to break down the latest. It is the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
What did you think of the offensive play call in the last two games?
That's a good question.
How much worse can it get for Aaron Glenn's Jets team? Can he salvage this season and give us something to be excited about? Every step of the journey, the Jake Asman Show will have you covered, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now. Here we go, here on a Thursday, show number 2 on the day. Reminder, watch party on Sunday for the Jets and the Bengals. The Jets might stink, but the Asmaniacs, we always win. We'll have a great time. Halftime raffle for a bunch of signed Jets items. Free beer if you show up in Jets and or Jake Asman merch. Let's have some fun. Goldies right down the street from Penn Station, Madison Square Garden, so easy to get to if you want to take the train from anywhere in the tri-state area. Let's say hello right now to our good friend, the great Dylan Tereman, who joins us in his weekly spot. And Dylan, let's start with you. Congratulations. You're now the new host of the Believe in Jets podcast. Tell everyone out there about this new venture.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me on. What's up, everybody in the chat? I'm not the one who's late, of course. Believe in Jets. This is, again, another thank you to you. You hooked me up with Cam Rogers, the guy from the Believe Network, and they were looking for a host 2 or 3 times a week, and he basically said it's going to be the audio-only extension of my YouTube channel. So the game recaps, game previews, things of that nature, any 20 to 30-minute episodes, that's all going to be audio-only on the Believe in Jets podcast. So you might not have to believe in the Jets, but you can believe in your boy DT and come support me on my audio-only adventure with the Believe Network. So, yeah, a big shout-out to them taking me on and working through all this new technology stuff of being an official podcaster. But again, thank you to you for the hookup.
Well, I'm happy to help. And you know what I always say, I believe in the power of friendship, just like Woody Johnson.
I hug him every day.
So congrats to you, DT. Well done. We got a lot to talk about. For an 0-17, the Jets are still basically in the center of the NFL universe in a lot of different ways. They're in the universe because of the record. They're in the center of the universe because of the fact that we're having the conversations already about the draft and the top quarterbacks. And we all know the Jets are going to take a quarterback in all likelihood. And then they're also in the conversation because basically anytime you go and see a headline related to the NFL trade deadline, half the Jet roster comes up in some of these trade talks, including guys who aren't going to be traded like Sauce Gardner or Garrett Wilson. But there's a lot to get to with this. Where I want to start is just the latest from Connor Hughes on his podcast, Jets Final Drive. We pulled the clip. I edited it down just to cover the key aspects related to players the Jets could deal and, according to Connor, what their value is. So let's just start there. I'm going to play the clip. We'll stop it and react as we go as they're talking about different Jets that may or may not be traded.
Jets lose to Cincy, which I think both of us think is going to happen. I think we could be approaching fire sale time for the Jets, where a lot of these guys that maybe were on the fence of being traded do actually get traded. I think that could happen. So I made calls around the league last week and then checked in with guys again this week to gauge that interest. Now, these are not Jet sources. This is not what the Jets are looking for, because I don't think what the Jets are looking for is at this point pertinent. I think what teams are willing to give up for these players is more pertinent. I think that's more noteworthy. That's more interesting. Breece Hall, I was told, Zach, you're likely looking at a 4th-round pick as the best-case scenario. And most of the people I touched base with found it very hard to believe the Jets were going to be able to get that. a 5th-round pick is most likely for Breece Hall. The reasoning for it is you have durability concerns with him. You also need to pay him after this year, so he's a rental player. I'd keep an eye on the Chargers there with him, though, because that's a team that makes a lot of sense for.
Okay, Breece Hall. Would you trade him if you're only going to get a 5th-round pick?
No, definitely not. A 4th-round pick, I could potentially be swayed, but again, I kind of come back to you're probably trading him to a team that is looking to have long playoff aspirations with him. So you're looking at a late 4th-round pick that's going to land you in the 140 to 150 range. And I'm not saying it's impossible to find a running back who can do well for you at that range. I just feel like it's not worth it when you consider likely, depending on the contract he gets on in the free agency market, I think it's going to be a 5th-round comp pick. Now, obviously, the Jets can cancel out these comp picks with the top 7 or 8 money in free agency that they're expected to have cap space wise. But to me, and Connor alluded to this earlier in that episode, it's a 4th maybe now or a 5th later. And I'm like, I would almost just take the 5th later, ride it out with Breece Hall, because we saw what it looked like without G5. I don't want to see what it looks like without Breece Hall in there as well. So no, I'm not moving Breece Hall at this point if it's barely a 4.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see the point, honestly. A 5th-round pick, I mean, that could be Tyler Barron. And people could say, they stink. Who cares? Get as many picks as you want. But I don't want this coaching staff. This is like a selfish reason. I don't want this coaching staff and GM to be able to go to Woody and be like, well, we sucked because look what we did. We had to trade our whole team. We didn't have Breece. And it's like, nah, man. I don't want that to be used as an excuse. You guys have sucked on your own before any of these trades. You're 0-7, probably about to be 0-8. I don't want to hear any excuses. So that's like a selfish reason. But also, I'd rather just take the comp pick, keep Breece, and give this offense a chance to maybe operate so we can get a better idea on what some of these young players look like. If this coaching staff could show us anything, that's kind of why I wouldn't trade Breece. So I just don't think it's worth it to get only a 5th. If I get a 4th, I might have to do it. What really stinks, the Braylon Allen injury. Because I think if Braylon Allen never had gotten injured and he was still out there, I think maybe they would just deal Breece, because I don't think they're going to sign him necessarily long term.
Yeah, it definitely, and it'll come up with another player as well. An untimely injury at the position. It just feels like it's not beneficial to move Breece. And I said that, I believe it was your show. Maybe I even said it with Buffalo on his show as well. I'm not giving this coaching staff any extra excuses. I'm not saying I'm fully out on them, but I don't want to be where I feel now and then feel less enthusiastic about them when they are standing at the podium or going back to Woody Johnson after the season in their end of season pressers and saying, hey, look, we didn't have the talent down the back 10. And we got rid of a lot of players that are going to help us build for the future, and we just need more time, but we just didn't have the talent. No, we're supposed to have the talent. You and I have even kind of disagreed on where we feel the talent level exactly is with this team. I say it's probably about league average, probably a little bit below league average now, but that doesn't mean go make it the 28th best roster in football and like just lose out. Like, I feel like we can lose with the players, we can lose without the players. That's the argument a lot of people are going to say, but I'm not giving the coaching staff any more excuses to, get their back off the wall, so to speak, for that second year.
So that is the Breece Hall aspect of this. Let's listen in again for more on some potential Jet players who could be dealt and their values.
Jermaine Johnson. I know that there have been ingoing and outgoing calls from Florham Park about Jermaine Johnson. This hasn't just been teams calling the Jets. The Jets have also been calling people. I think I know that Jermaine Johnson right now is viewed around the league as a player that is available for the right price. I don't know what the Jets are asking for from Jermaine Johnson. The team that I touched base with, who had direct communication and discussions with the Jets, simply told me, quote, too high. That's what I was told, was that they were asking for too much and it was too high of a pick and they were not going to go there. A reasonable offer for Jermaine Johnson, I was told, is a 3rd-round pick. You might find a team that's super desperate and goes at 2, but again, you're talking about a player who's a good, not great pass rusher. Jermaine Johnson, probably a 3rd-round pick.
All right, let's stop right there. No. And a good job by Nick Faria, good friend of the show, who'll join us tomorrow. He was reporting on the Jets today and spoke with Jermaine Johnson in the locker room. And he said that Jermaine Johnson's tweet yesterday, where he had the Wolf of Wall Street famous gif of "I'm not leaving," that was him talking to members of the Jets brass who said that he is not going to be traded, essentially. He said, quote, "I'm wanted here," and it's vice versa. So Jermaine wants to stay, and that is good news, and the Jets want him to stay. So look, maybe teams called and the Jets asked for a first-round pick or maybe a second and like a 3 or something crazy, and that's why Hughes heard back that the offers that the Jets wanted were too high, but that's what they should be asking for, because I don't want to trade Jermaine. You only trade Jermaine Johnson if it's like an offer you can't refuse. And the best you could do is a third-round pick for a guy who is already under contract for another year. No way would I trade him. So I don't think Jermaine Johnson's going anywhere.
No, and like you said, a third rounder, it's pretty laughable. You would hang up the phone pretty quickly. I know he said there were incoming and outgoing calls about Jermaine Johnson. Not exactly sure what the Jets are looking for, and if that source says too high, I say ask for more. Then, like, just make it so that he's like off the table for people, because he is one of the few that kind of encapsulates what we believe, as like 35-year-old and younger Jet fans, like what we saw growing up as Jet fans. Like, that's what JJ kind of encapsulates to us. Like, he brings that physical nature, that violent culture on that defensive line that I feel like we grew up watching with, like, what was it, like Sean Ellis, John Abraham, those guys. And then it kind of, went into the Rex Ryan defensive line of like Mo and Sheldon and Snacks and all those guys for a couple years. So it's like, we see the tenacity on the defensive line and we want to keep that here. So I love that he did the I'm not effing leaving. Like, that's exactly what you want to see. People are like, why would Jermaine want to stay here? Like, okay, yes, it's a very weird thing to try to understand for people. Like, players in bad situations like this, like, to get the praise, and people talk about this all the time, players specifically with the Jets, to turn around a franchise like the Jets, you will be talked about forever if you turn around the Jets and bring them back to any sort of life. So, like, players believe in that aspect of like, okay, I want to be here through the bad, but I want to be there to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I think Jermaine kind of encapsulates all those things. So like you said, it's got to be an offer that blows me away, a high second-round pick. But again, you're taking it, sending him to a team that's already bad. Like, unless they have somebody else's high second-round pick, I want a high second-round pick and an ascending young player who, is going to help with the future of this team, whether it's offense or defense. So yeah, Jermaine should be way off the table for me.
Comments, questions, super chats. You guys know that always cuts the line. We are presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. We'll talk more about the Jets and the Bengals coming up, but here's your latest look at the line. It is a 6.5-point number. So the quarterback mystery has not moved the point spread, at least to this point. We'll talk more about that, as I just said, in just a bit. I also want to share with everyone watching live, we got a sick giveaway at the end of the show today. You want to win a signed Darrelle Revis jersey? Well, gift away for your chance to win. If you don't win, you're entered in our weekly raffle, which includes the top 3 prizes of, in honor of the Knicks being back, a signed Wall-Clad Frazier jersey, signed Wayne Corbett football, and a signed C.J. Mosley helmet. So we got 3 prizes for the weekly. And the granddaddy of them all, you can argue, is the Revis signed jersey. That is up for grabs at the end of the show. Gift the membership to qualify for your chance to win. JT's the first to do it. He is in the raffle for one.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
Power of friendship, baby. JT, thank you. Let's now get back to the podcast clip from Connor Hughes and Zach Rosenblatt on Jets' final drive. Here's more from Hughes talking about some other players' values that the Jets could potentially trade.
Will McDonald, I was told 2 or 3, depending on your value and your valuation of him. He's not an every down player. He is a one-trick, rush up the field, go get the quarterback guy who is a liability against the run. And by the way, this year he's not rushing the passer particularly well. He doesn't have a sack since the opener. He has just one quarterback hit in each of the last 3 games. Not like he's Abdul Carter right now, who's not getting sacks but is getting a ton of pressures. Will McDonald isn't even necessarily doing that. You mentioned Quinnen Williams.
We'll do Quinnen next, but let's talk about McDonald there, Dylan. He's someone that I don't know if I would be devastated if they traded, because Will McDonald's a guy that last year had 10.5 sacks. This year, since week 1, he really hasn't done anything. He doesn't have a sack. He hasn't had a ton of pressures. Now, part of it is I don't think he's been used properly, right? Because if he was so good with Salah, why can't they figure it out with him this year? But if someone offered me like a second-round pick for Will McDonald, a guy who's just really a pure pass rusher, and the Jets already know they can't keep both McDonald and JJ in a few years, if I can get out in front of it and get something for McDonald, I'm not necessarily against trading him. So that's the one player where if I can get a 2, I might do it, because even though Aaron Glenn said, it's coaching, man, it's coaching, and he puffed his chest out about how good McDonald was going to be this year. We really haven't seen that. So if I can get a second-round pick for Will McDonald, I might actually do that. That's the one thing there that caught my attention.
Yeah, I don't necessarily hate the return package of a second for Will McDonald just based on the usage. And Connor kind of talked about it schematically. It doesn't seem like Will McDonald is a fit for them. I think JJ is a short-term answer at edge, but Will could potentially be a long-term answer at edge. But also they need to be just playing in better game scripts for Will McDonald. They can't be down 14, 17, 21 points, garbage time masters. Like, it just doesn't work the opposite way on defense. You can't pin your ears back and go. I think back to one of the times when the Jets beat the Bills and they had a lead and it was only for one drive, but Bryce Huff was able to get off the ball and he strip sacked Josh Allen and he fumbled the ball and it was like a loss of 17 yards. And we knew right away that the entire game was over. There was no comeback attempt after first down because Bryce Huff had one rep of playing with the lead. And I'm not saying I hold out the exact same kind of hope for Will McDonald, but I feel like the way that we hope this team can be, like maybe towards the end of next year, but when you have to make that decision on Will McDonald, because yes, you can guarantee him the 5th-year option, but you really don't have to extend him until after the 4th year. Then you can, decide if he's going to be on your team long-term or not. But I do want to just see him in a more favorable game script in this defense. And if that's not going to be the case for another 17 games, it looks like, if we're a year from now talking about Will McDonald finally getting into a good game script with this defense, then yeah, maybe a second-round pick in 2026 allows you to move back up into the first round and you get your quarterback and then you go get a playmaker with him. So I don't want to trade Will McDonald, but a second-round pick is definitely enticing.
I'd do it for a second because that's a premium pick right there. And I think this defense can function without Will McDonald because they only trust him in pass rush situations. And like I need to get the offense fixed. And as to your point, if I could get a big time, receiver or another playmaker with that second round pick, maybe it's a stud running back to replace Breece to complement this offense. Mm-hmm. I think I would consider it. I would, but we'll see. I don't know if a team's actually going to be able to offer the Jets a second.
It also means Tyler Barron being active for the last 10. So I don't know if it's worth the trade-off.
Well, if you want 0-17, it might be.
Of course, yes. If you are a pro tank at this point, which how can you argue against it at this point? You want Will McDonald probably not on the team.
Ladies and gentlemen, back to Connor Hughes with more on who could be traded and what their value is.
I thought the same thing. First round pick plus 1 and a 3, 1 and a 4.
For those tuning in, lady, they're referring to Quinnen Williams' value now.
I was told by somebody very tied into this situation that the Jets probably looking at a 2 for him. And the reasoning for that is there's no real substantial guaranteed money left on his deal after this year. Teams know there are rumblings around there that Quinnen Williams is currently unhappy. That's the perception outside of Florham Park. We haven't talked to Quinnen to ask him if he's unhappy. He 100% would not tell the media the truth if he's unhappy or not. But the perception out there is Quinnen's not necessarily happy. The Jets, it's known that the Jets have rebuffed his desires to have his contract restructured and adjusted and more guaranteed money added. So if he's going to be traded, it's because Quinnen wants out and the guaranteed money isn't necessarily there as they would expect. I don't know if I still trade him for a 2, man. He's so good.
I would not trade Quinnen Williams for a 2. Will McDonald is one thing. A top 5 interior defensive lineman who's still just 27 years old. I need at least a first-round pick if I'm trading Quinnen, and I'm not trading Quinnen in season. That is the wrong message to trade away a defensive captain who's gone above and beyond trying to back his head coach, led the players-only meeting, and the defense the last 2 games has actually played pretty well. I would not trade Quinnen at all. You only do it if you get like the Jamal Adams type of offer, like 2 first-round picks in season, which they won't get. But like that's the only deal I'm taking. I need a first-round pick if I'm trading away the longest tenured player on this team.
Yeah, I was all with him at the beginning with Connor Hughes there, a first plus, whether it's a 1 and a 3, a 1 and a 4, and again, a player under contractual obligation that's young and ascending that you can feel is a long-term fit for your offense or defense. And then he goes into talking about Quinnen not being happy here. And I'm like, maybe this is why people get on Connor Hughes a little bit too much, because he talked to somebody outside the Jets that said the rumblings are that Quinnen Williams is unhappy. So unless it was leaked from Quinnen or his camp that he was unhappy to an outside source, what the hell is the relevance of saying that? Internally, we don't know what Quinnen's feelings are. You said you haven't even asked him. So it's like, maybe that's why people give Connor Hughes a little bit of shit. And like, that's, kind of to be expected. But it felt like the entire basis of this so far has been externally, it looks like it's a fire sale in Florham Park. Internally, he tweeted differently today, and we'll probably get into it, but it seems like they're holding firm with a lot of these. So Quinnen, I'm not dealing. Like people have said, you can talk about it in the off season because he has no guaranteed money on his deal. And he said they even declined an opportunity to add money onto his deal in terms of guaranteed money, but they also have the opportunity to do that this off season. So they might have said, hey, we know we're doing all this weird money stuff after the Aaron Rodgers era. Let's wait till 2026 offseason and we can address all these issues. Quinnen's still going to be here under contract technically. So I'm not moving Quinnen unless like he wants to leave, and there seems to be no evidence that he wants to leave.
Well, to be fair, right? You have Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner signed long-term. They wanted to be here.
Yep.
Jermaine Johnson yesterday said he wants to be here. So as bad as things are, I will give Glenn and Muji a little credit that it's not like you have like everyone revolting, asking out. Now, Breece had the free 20 Instagram thing, but I don't think any of us looked at Breece Hall like he was here for the long term anyway. And he still might be here for the rest of the year. We don't know, but it's not like from what we see, like the locker room is falling apart at this point. I think if they start Justin Fields Sunday, Glenn might be pushing it, but I think we're going to see Tyrod Taylor play. So it will be a moot point. We'll get to that coming up. So good.
They
good
definitely
stuff
locked up the key pillars, right? Like you said, Sauce, Garrett, Quinnen for now, at least, obviously, like those are the main three guys. Those are the top three guys on my player, like power rankings for this roster. So like, if you have buy-in from those three, and obviously we don't know exactly how Quinnen feels, but if you have buy-in from those three, that's going to trickle down way more than probably anything the coaching staff is saying to any of the players at 0-7. I really feel like right now it's those three players, specifically Jermaine, coming out and saying things like that. He's stepping up into that leadership role. I'm not really sure how much of like a vocal leader Justin Fields is, but like those top guys trickling down the message is definitely going to help keep that locker room together. And it seems like, no, they're not fracturing. And Breece was more of a utilization than a trade thing. Could he be traded? Sure. But I really think it's his utilization here that gets him so angry rather than not wanting to be here altogether.
More from Connor Hughes as we listen in again on the report on some of the Jets players that could be down and what their value might be.
Is really, really good. And if you move him, that sends, I think, a terrible message to the locker room. I really do. And I was on board of, hey, watch him to be moved, watch him to the Cowboys, watch him something like that. But if it's only a 2, that's a hard sell to the locker room. Last 2 here are Michael Carter. I heard day 3 pick. Alan Lazard, at best case scenario, would be a pick swap. And Quincy Williams, also a day 3 pick. Linebackers just aren't particularly valued.
Yeah. I would just get whatever I can for those guys. Now, Quincy, I mean, if you trade him, how does Quinnen feel about it? That's the only thing. Is Quinnen going to be upset if his brother gets dealt? You got to understand the power dynamics there.
That's the power of friendship right there.
Did somebody say the power of friendship?
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
So, like, that's how I would look at it. Like, let's on Glenn and Muji to understand, those dynamics. I mean, Alan Lazard, they should just cut him. You're not getting anything from him. Enough. All right, let him go to Pittsburgh. Let Rodgers throw him Hail Marys. Enough. I can't do it. Play the young guys. We don't need to see Lazard not come back and fight for the ball, like he did this past game against the Panthers. I'm good on Lazard. If you can get something for Michael Carter, fine. If they are going to trade Quincy, don't the Niners make a lot of sense? Like, that might be the one thing you could do where Quinnen wouldn't be that upset. He'd understand it. Like, if the Niners are willing to give you something for Quincy Williams, that's maybe more than just like a 5th or a 6th. Like, they're so desperate because they're a championship caliber team, but they just lost Fred Warner for the year. Salah obviously could plug and play Quincy in that defense immediately. Then I would maybe do it. But I don't know if they're going to trade away anyone that's under contract beyond this season. I think the main guys we're looking at are Breece, if they actually move him, and then Michael Carter, because they're going to cut him if they don't, they don't trade him here. They'll save a lot of money on their cap. And then Quincy's a free agent too. Like, I'd really look at those 3. Like, maybe Tony Adams if someone wants him because they benched him. But like, who's giving you anything for Tony Adams? So I know everyone expects big fire sale, but let's be honest, man. It's a lot easier said than done to have a fire sale in the NFL. You very rarely actually see a, quote, fire sale.
Yeah, I don't think the Jets are walking away from this trade deadline with like 6+ top 75, top 100, even top 125 picks. Like, I would be so surprised if they were able to yield a high 4th round pick for much of the realistic options. Like you said, Breece, Michael Carter, Quincy Williams. If they're only day 3 picks, they're probably not high day 3 picks. So they're probably 140 to 170 range in the NFL draft, which, like, sure, whatever, you can end up using them to package and come up. But I don't know. I'm more of the let's hold firm. Let's not give anybody excuses. Let's just see what the talent has. Michael Carter, I can see being a realistic option, one, because of Jarvis Brownlee and his emergence at slot corner. The one thing, though, about Michael Carter, and he played a little bit of safety at Duke, if his struggles right now are short area burst and quickness because of the injuries kind of hampering him a little bit over the last, 25 games or so, maybe play him off the ball more at safety, and he can have more time to read and react to routes and stick on to guys in coverage. And it kind of gives him a better opportunity to succeed in this defense. If it still doesn't work, then obviously you can kind of cut bait in the off season, but I want to see him get a shot at safety before I just, trade him away. Injuries with him obviously made it hard to get that real evaluation of him if you wanted to see him be played at safety because he's just been hurt. And then you talk about another injured guy, Quincy Williams. He just comes back off IR. I want to see what he looks like in this defense now that they're actually clicking, right? Not to say Kiko Malinois should just be, banished to the bench, obviously, but like him as your 3rd linebacker playing 18 snaps when teams go 12 or 13 personnel and they bring an extra offensive lineman in. If that's when you want to bring in Kiko and have him next to Jamian and Quincy, then I'm all for it. But I want to see Quincy back from injury now that the defense, looks a lot better over the last 2 games. I don't think Quincy was the reason the defense looked bad in the first 5 games. And I also don't think, he's the reason it looked great. So I want to see him now that all the other pieces are clicking. Maybe it will make him look a lot better in this defense. And to, again, counter Connor Hughes's point, maybe he's not just only fit for a solid scheme defense and he can actually do the east to west stuff. I think he's plenty fine at that. He has plenty of speed. He has plenty of play recognition. He's solid in coverage, but he can also be a very good blitzer. Whereas like Maligoa and Jamie and Sherwood are probably lesser of blitzers in my opinion. And they're more just kind of like thumper guys. So I don't know. I want to see what Quincy has in this defense, but if they traded any of Carter, Williams, Breece, I wouldn't be surprised, but the return's not going to be anything that fans are going to be happy about, in my opinion.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Signed Darrelle Revis jersey up for grabs at the end of today's show. So gift away for your chance to enter. Just a recap here. Shout out to Cali Jets for taking the video you just watched of Connor Hughes and putting it in tweet form. Here are the trade values of Jets players, according to Connor Hughes' sources, where he called other teams, is not the Jets, other teams around the league to get a gauge on what the Jets could potentially get back for. If I could get any sort of day 3 picks for Michael Carter or Quincy Williams, and I already know I'm not bringing Quincy back, I would do it. Breece Hall, I would not trade for a 5th. I need at least a 4th. Will McDonald, if I can get a 2nd, I would do it. Jermaine, I'm not trading, and the Jets apparently told him they're not moving him, so there's that. And Quinnen, anything less than a 1+, I'm not doing, so a 2nd-round pick is a joke. Dylan, rapid fire, name each player, and yay or nay if you would trade them.
Quinnen, nay. Jermaine, nay. Will, could be persuade. Breece, nay. MC2, yay. And Quincy Williams, nay.
Not on here is Woody Johnson. I would definitely trade him.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
I'd even let him hug me if it means we could trade him.
2 yays for Woody. 2 yays to trade Woody. I'm in for 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We're going to talk about the quarterback mystery in a moment. But right now, let's talk about today's sponsor. DT, I know you love yourself some cornbread hemp. That's right. If you've been feeling the stress, frustration, sadness that comes with being a Jet fan or just dealing with that in your daily life, CBD might be exactly what you need. Cornbread hemp only uses the flower of the hemp plant to create the purest, most potent CBD. No fillers, no junk, just full spectrum relief you can count on. Right now, you could save 30% on your first order. Just head to cornbread.com/Asman. Use promo code Asman at checkout. That's cornbreadhemp.com/Asman. Code Asman for 30% off your first order. They got every type of CBD you can imagine. They have all different types of flavors as well. I will recommend 2 right now. The cherry lime chill flavor from Cornbread, and I'll throw in another one for good measure here. I recommend the berry from Cornbread as well. So check it out. Once again, all the info is on the website. You see it there on the screen. Asman at checkout, cornbreadhemp.com. Shout out to Cornbread for being today's sponsor. DT, let's talk about the quarterback mystery. Here's what we know.
We will have a quarterback on Sunday.
Who is the quarterback that Aaron Glenn will have starting for him on Sunday?
Whoever I'm pointing to on camera. It's going to be anybody that's watching. It's a complete mystery. I mean, anybody could be out there. Matt O'Leary could be out there hitting those garbage cans on the run. I think he's warmed up, ready to go. His rotator cuff's feeling real nice. I think it's going to be Tyrod Taylor, to be completely honest. I mean, how can you, after all of the events this week, really look at your team and say, our owner just went scorched earth on Justin Fields, said we can't even complete a pass, and we're going to go back with him. Don't worry, guys. It's going to be okay. We're going to turn it around. And that's not to say that Tyrod Taylor is going to be some prolific passer. We've seen the Tyrod experience in Tampa Bay. You and I saw it in person. We've seen it in spurts against Buffalo. We saw it against, obviously, last week against the second half against the Panthers. So it's like we've seen both of these quarterbacks not do well. This is arguably the worst quarterback room in the league. And I'll give M. Villette in the chat, I'll give you props. A couple weeks ago, he said that this is the worst quarterback room in the league. And, you know, it took me 21 days later to come to grips with it, but it's true. It's absolutely the worst in the league. So does it really matter? Probably not, but you have to, for the sake of your locker room and to show a pulse, you have to make the change, especially when your owner comes out and says that.
Beastbreaker wrote in, to Aaron Glenn, make up your mind. You think Aaron Glenn will make up his mind?
Beast said he didn't like cornbread when you're doing that ad read, by the way, so it just shows how uncultured he is. Aaron Glenn made up his mind.
He just won't tell us. He says he knows who the starter is, but he won't tell us.
Yeah.
Do you think he's told the players who the quarterback is, and they're all just being, you know, coached to say, yeah, it's up to the coach, and we've seen them split the reps in practice?
I 100% do. Every single person on that team knows who is the starter.
Interesting. Well, here's the thing, right? If they're rotating reps, that would defeat the whole purpose of getting your starter ready. Like, I honestly think if Tyrod Taylor had a full week of game prep this past week, he's maybe not, you know, throwing short on some of these long passes. Maybe he's more in tune, not coming in cold off the bench in the second half. Maybe he plays better and you can win that game. These last two games have been clearly winnable. I think regardless of what version of Tyrod we saw Sunday, if they went to him at any point against Denver, they win because they really just needed the bare minimum of just
8 yards.
They just needed literally, can you complete a forward pass? And it would have been an upgrade over Fields. This past game, I think Tyrod not getting any prep and just having to go into the game cold probably hindered his ability to be at his best, whatever that best is, because he played better against Tampa than he certainly did in that half against Carolina.
Yeah, there's so many things wrong with you made the right decision to switch to Tyrod Taylor at halftime. You just had to do it the way the offense was playing. You then made all the wrong moves by, I think the pass run splits in the second half were 26-2. There was one Tyrod scramble in there, so it looked like 25-3, but it was really 26 pass to 2 Breece Hall handoffs. So absolutely disgusting play calling. And then you're attacking the ball downfield with Tyrod Taylor, and it's like, you ever seen the movie The Wizard of Oz where they got to oil up the Tin Man and all his joints? It's like, that's what Tyrod Taylor was doing. You can warm him up on the sideline all you want, but he can't go and uncork a 40, 50-yard pass on command. We had to see Aaron Rodgers take sniffing salt before doing the Hail Mary. Like, these are older quarterbacks. They take a little bit of time to grease up and get warmed up into a football game. Like, this is the NFL. You can't just, he wasn't stepping into his throws either. We'll get into the mechanics of it too, but like, it's not a good look to ask your quarterback fresh off the bench, still cold, to go throw it 45 yards to a not so wide open Josh Reynolds, but a pretty open Josh Reynolds. But the flea flicker, inexcusable, dude. I don't know if you like just got nervous that Lazard was so wide open. First of all, why is Lazard running that route? Why is it not Arian Smith? And second of all, why did Tyrod get scared and throw it and lead him like 7 yards short? So it was just a bad combination. And for a 10-point game, dude, they should have just kept running the ball. How many times have they run the ball in the third quarter down 14 points? You're down 10 points to an offense that you were stopping for the most part. Bryce Young wasn't really throwing the ball well. They were running it on you here and there, but it wasn't like they were gashing you. So just go back to your bread and butter with Tyrod Taylor and just keep running the ball. To do 25 dropbacks or 26 dropbacks and only 2 designed handoffs is just, that was where the coaching had me the most frustrated after they made the proper decision in switching the quarterback.
Here's the latest injury report for this game Sunday. Did not practice. Sauce Gardner still in concussion protocol. Let's be real. He's not going to play Sunday. You very rarely see anyone actually clear the protocol within a week. So Sauce is not going to play. He'll be back after the bye. Tough week to not have him, given the Bengals have 2 of the best receivers in the entire NFL. Mason Taylor, this is one to watch. Did not practice today, dealing with a quad injury. Also, Stone Smart, I forgot he's on the team. I don't even know how he got hurt, but apparently he has a quad injury too. So both tight ends there with the quad. Breece was limited. I think he'll play. It sounded like Glenn yesterday was optimistic about his chances. Garrett, another DNP. We'll see him back after the bye. I'd be shocked. Jermaine's going to play. He was a full participant today. Michael Carter will be back. He was a full participant, so we'll see him. Tyrod, once again, limited, but he spoke today, and you know he's going to be active, right? This is not, he's going to be inactive, and it's Fields all along. This tweet from Dennis Waszak, who covers the team for the AP, I thought was funny. It's either the best-kept secret in the NFL this week or a masterclass in gamesmanship by the winless Jets. Tyrod Taylor said he's still unaware if he'll be the starting quarterback against the Bengals on Sunday. Do you think Tyrod Taylor is lying to you, Dylan Tereman? It sounds like you do.
I do. I think Tyrod is lying for sure. Like you said, it would be stupid to not let your team know, let your quarterback know, bank 100% of the practice reps, have the game plan designed around his, strengths and weaknesses. Obviously, you're going to lose some of that mobility in the zone reads and the keepers and stuff like that. But if you have a full week of game planning, you can probably hit those flea flickers and post routes. Like, the one thing I will commend the coaching staff for was opening up the playbook. Like, we saw plays that were like, I'm not going to say Mike LaFleur-esque, but when you can run creatives like that, that shows that you're confident in your quarterback. They could not run any creative plays with Justin Fields under center because I feel like they were watering it down so much and trying to specifically cater it to him that I feel like we're going to see hopefully a better game plan specifically tethered to the quarterback. And I think he knows. I think he's got to know.
I like that word uses there, tethered.
Yes. And wouldn't you be surprised though if Justin Fields was the quote emergency quarterback and Brady Cook was elevated and he was technically looked at as the backup just because of the, I guess, inflammatory comments by our owner? Like, it wouldn't shock me all that much. And like, we can even go one step further. Would it shock you if David Mulugeta, Justin Fields' agent, was like, all right, let's get my client off this team. The owner just went scorched earth on him. I understand he's got a contractual obligation next year, but if a team is willing to eat some cap and take him on for a 7th round pick, like, maybe we force the Jets' hand. So like, I feel like this Justin Fields thing can go in a number of ways. And the team is, I don't know, surprisingly doing a good job of keeping it all buttoned up right now.
It'd be interesting to see if anyone would want Justin Fields. Like, if I'm the Ravens, I'd make a call. Maybe. I don't know what they would be willing to give up.
I'm not trotting out Cooper Rush if Lamar Jackson comes back and gets hurt again.
Just have Lamar's offense be for Fields and just use all the running plays. And we know Lamar's a way better passer than Fields, but still, I don't know. This was Tyrod earlier, though, being asked about the starting situation and not giving any answers.
What's this week like for you? Just trying to keep things normal, or how do you approach it?
Yeah, trying to keep it normal. I told you guys last week, sticking true to my process, preparing mentally, physically, to be ready for whatever the opportunity at hand is.
What do you anticipate your role being on Sunday?
I have no anticipation for it. Like I said, my mind and my sole focus is being available and ready to be able to lead this team when called upon.
So you don't know, or you just can't say?
I don't know.
You don't. How do you?
That look at the end was like, I can't say, you know that I know that you know, but I can't say it. So that's where we're at.
Rich knew, and then Rich has been around long enough to get that extra one little question in there, because that follow-up, that the raising of the eyebrows, the opening of the eyes, I don't know. Yeah, everybody knows, and it's the best kept secret. And, sure, maybe it's gamesmanship, and it's, nobody really cares at the end of the day if it's Tyrod or Justin Fields, but I had Mo Egger on my show last night from ESPN 1530 in Cincinnati, and he was saying that, like, the Cincinnati Bengals defense should be not concerned about who the quarterback is because they have their own problems. So right now, just dial up a good game plan for whoever it is that you put back there.
Mike writes in that Justin Fields is beast underwear.
Shitty?
Well, that photo was doctored. All right. That was not a real photo of Beast having poop stains in his undies.
Oh, I must have missed something.
Yeah, you missed it. You can't miss a minute on this show. You never know what might happen.
Oh, my goodness.
Robin says, what are the odds Bobby Saleh is Connor's source? I mean, I think Connor has said publicly that he still keeps up with Saleh, so 1,000%. I'm sure Robert Saleh and him are very close.
Connor has said many of things that this year that, oh, this is from a leak source, and it's directly from Robert Saleh's mouth or his cell phone, obviously. Like, there's no way around it. It was like the Jets were the worst defense over the first month of the year, and Connor would quote tweet it and be like, a league source told me he saw this coming. And it's like, it's fucking Saleh.
I don't know if it's like that blatant. There's other sources on the staff he had, but like one of them was like Aaron Whitecotton, where like he said on his pod, someone in the comment section on like the pod noticed, so shout out to whoever that educated Jet fan was. It was like, there's an NFC coach I spoke to who already was part of a game plan against the Jets and said that the plan was we're going to basically collapse the pocket and make Fields stay in there and have to throw. And I'm like, this sounds like Cowboys defensive line coach Aaron Whitecotton. Yeah, I was like
100%.
Anyway, Frank P has gifted 10 channel memberships. Hey now, Frank, you are in our Darrelle Revis jersey raffle at the end here for 10. Ladies and gentlemen, Frank, this is for you.
Really an absolute phenomenon.
I hate this team.
When you get this allegiance to a team,
I was born into this, and
it sticks with you.
I'm always a Jets fan, but like,
I'm thankful we have fans like this.
I hate this team.
Shout out to that kid. Again, if anyone knows who it is, I would love to, one, have him on the show, and two, send him a bunch of merch.
He needs royalties. He needs royalties, man.
Unreal. All right. Hit the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Shout out to Rico, who's in the raffle for one. Shout out to Robin Boyle Wonders, who's in the raffle for one. And JT, your second membership also gets you in the raffle for one. Let's get to your calls. We got Frank first up to start it off. Frank, what do you got for us?
Jake, that kid was too great. Just saying how he hates this team. My wife was at work and she sent it to me, and I was like this. I said, and she goes, "Why does this remind me of you?" I was like, you know the song "Hello Darkness, My Old Friend." I said, yeah. I said, that kid looks like me, 15 years ago when this playoff drought started. She laughed, but I just watched those Woody Johnson comments, and I said, I mean, you can't with Woody Johnson, and I get it. Justin Fields has been terrible, but he does himself no favors, trashing the quarterback, and then publicly endorsing Aaron Glenn, saying, I hug him every day. I'm seeing improvement in certain areas. I get it. Justin Fields has been terrible, and Tyrod Taylor should be the starting quarterback going forward. But Woody Johnson just doesn't know when to stop putting his foot in his mouth. And I think the sooner he just keeps his mouth shut when he goes to these events, he should give the Bear no comment. Oh, I'll let the coach speak about it. Oh, my feelings are it's not good enough. We're not getting it done. That should be it. He does himself no favors whatsoever when he speaks to the media. Never.
Well, I'll tell you what, Frank, if you want something that is going to piss you off even more, I was listening to Zach Rosenblatt's podcast, and he said on his podcast, I think it's called Flight Plan, he said that Woody Johnson was the only owner that spoke at the league meetings. No one else did a presser. And what happened apparently was Woody walked in, two Jet reporters said, "Hey, Woody," and he said he's not going to talk. And then he stopped to say hello to Samini because Rich has been covering the team since 1960. So Woody has known Rich, stopped and said hello. And then apparently Rich was like, "Do you have any time to talk?" And he's like, "I got nothing to say." And then proceeded just to unload Justin Fields to the team and did the whole presser. So he was the only owner that actually spoke at this thing too, which is unbelievable.
And what the sad thing is that Jerry Jones is usually the one who makes all the headlines. And now Woody Johnson topped Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones keeps his mouth shut. And the Cowboys, listen, their defense is bad. We get it. The offense is clicking. Dak's playing like an MVP. But Woody Johnson normally is like second rate compared to Jerry Jones in comments at these meetings. So the fact that Woody Johnson did that, thank you, Jake. You just crapped all over my David Moore. Appreciate it, though.
Frank, I'm sorry, man. If I can make it a little better, how about the power of friendship?
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
All right, that's what's going to turn the season around. Now that we know this is happening, Dylan, I do think the Jets' chances have increased for Sunday.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they always do with the power of friendship. I think the funniest part about the Woody thing, too, is the coaches, the coordinators, the players, they all have PR help when talking to the media. Woody doesn't give a shit. Woody says what's on his mind, and that's why you get such asinine quotes, which, to Frank's point, same thing with Jerry Jones. Like, they're the owners. They don't have to talk to the PR team and manage their answers to the media, so Woody just flies off the cuff. So to walk into that building not prepared to do an interview and then to talk for 5 to 7 minutes with, scorched earth comments is just truly on brand for Woody.
Woody Johnson, baby. Woody Johnson. This one is from Nicholas, who's in the raffle for 2. With my friend who's a Titans fan, which franchise is in worse shape? I'll hang up and listen. Well, it depends how you feel about Cam Ward. If you're a Titans fan, you think you got the guy at quarterback, then you're in a better spot because the Jets don't have the quarterback. And the Titans at least get a refresh to get a new coach. I'd rather be the Titans because I don't think Aaron Glenn's a good coach. I hope he proves me wrong and turns it around. But if the Jets are going to keep him for another year and the Jets are as bad as they look and they finish with the first pick in the draft, I think we're the Titans a year from now, where at least they're getting the clean start now with their next head coach, next year. So I'd rather be the Titans than the Jets because at least I have a quarterback. I could get a coach for that quarterback. The Jets right now don't have a quarterback, and I have no faith in the coach. So I'd rather be Tennessee, and the division's easier. So I'd rather be in Tennessee.
Yeah, I think the overall roster is in favor of the Jets, but when you have the allure of that number 1 overall pick or that really high pick at quarterback, it really makes the job that much more tantalizing to an offensive-minded, head coach. And if that's what we're striving for as, the Jets, then you really have to dangle that carrot out in front of that offensive mind. And that's what the Titans have right now. And we'll see what names they come up with in their coaching cycle. But if I'm an offensive-minded coach and I watched Cam Ward's progression from Incarnate Ward to Washington State to Miami all the way up till now, where, I think it's hilarious listening to him quizzing the Tennessee reporters on some of the play call verbiage and asking them to repeat it back to him. Like, he definitely has the mindset for the NFL, and I think he has all the abilities and tools for the NFL as well. So it just takes the right coach combination to have that belief in him. So I would say the Titans are probably more attractive. But again, if the Jets end with the number 1 overall pick, I'm taking the Jets roster and the number 1 overall pick if I was that, coveted offensive-minded coach.
They have a way out quicker because they might have the quarterback and then you can get the coach. The division's easier.
Yeah.
The Jets play the Titans right now. Like, I think roster-wise, the Jets are better, but it's not about this year. It's about the long term. I'd rather be Tennessee, sad as that is.
Yep.
C writes in, no Garrett Wilson sauce and possibly Mason Taylor Sunday, ? Going to be a massacre. Why even watch? LOL. It could be ugly, or the Jets defense could show up and keep them in the game. That's really it. Tyrod could be a professional and give him a chance like he did against the Bucs. I know Garrett and Mason Taylor obviously played in that game. I don't know if Mason Taylor's out necessarily. I will say this, though. If you look at the injury report, I'll pull it back up. Mason Taylor's injury did not happen in the game on Sunday. It happened yesterday at practice because he was a full participant yesterday, and now today it's a DNP, which means did not practice. So that tells me he got hurt in practice yesterday and didn't practice today. We'll see what his status is for the game after Friday's injury report comes out tomorrow at this time. But that's one thing to note. He didn't get hurt in the game Sunday, Dylan. He got hurt at practice yesterday if there was no designation for yesterday's practice.
Yeah, you could make the case that potentially he re-aggravated something that maybe he came out of the game with that wasn't worth monitoring entering the week. But yeah, I think this is a injury that was sustained at practice. And I don't know, maybe his status for the game is, maybe I'm more optimistic about it. I don't think he's going to miss the game. I think they're just probably being really cautious because they also have Stone Smart, who was a DMP with the same injury. So it's like, okay, do we want to have to activate and then use Jelani Woods the first game we activate him? Usually you want to activate a guy and have like a small package of plays for that guy. So to have no Mason Taylor and potentially no Stone Smart. I think they're just being cautious, but it's definitely something to monitor because no Garrett, no Taylor, and a banged up Breece with the knee. I mean, that's scary.
God. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Billy D in the house. How about 5 gifted memberships from Billy? What a country.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, Billy in our Darrelle Revis raffle for 5. For those tuning in late, you want to win a signed Revis jersey, gift away, or send in a $10 super chat or higher to qualify. If you don't win, you're automatically entered in the weekly raffle. CJ Mosley signed helmet, Wayne Corbett signed football, and in honor of the Knicks season, the great Walt Clyde Frazier signed jersey up for grabs during Tuesday's first show. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to more of your calls right now, and let's say hello to a guy we have not heard from in a couple of days. Last time we heard from him, he was flipping out about a doctored photo of his shit-stained underwear. Ladies and gentlemen, time to say hello to our guy, the Beast.
I know what to do for them draft round picks. Michael Carter, see ya. Great job, but unfortunately, out. We're not trading the Williams brothers. We are not getting rid of them. Breece Hall, 1 year, $5 million. That'd be enough for him.
What if he says no to that?
Then there's an old saying: best of luck to you in your future endeavors. Michael Clemens has to go. I'm sorry. He's not qualified. He's nothing more than penalty prone. All he knows how to do is draw penalties and make our heads go. Explosion.
Hey, Beast, this was just sent to me. Was this you earlier today? Confirm it.
You want to take that down, throw it in the trash.
Is it you?
Sorry. Highly
what about this?
Highly inappropriate, sir.
So tell everyone this was doctored.
Whew. This is all doctored by. We all know who's doctoring that shit. But I'm going to tell you one more time.
Speaking of shit,
I was going to say you doctored that shit.
We're keeping Nick Folk for one reason. I like Nick.
What a segue.
There's another couple guys I like, but we're not getting rid of the Williams brothers. We're not losing them. But I do make a suggestion for next year. We're going to take, and we're going to have to do this. We have no choice, but we have to take out $10 billion and get brand new stars, brand new guys. And next year, I want to see Pitchett play. We got him. Put him on the field. Put Pritchett on the field. And let Brady Cook play. Let these kids play. I'm sick.
Who's feeding Beast these names?
Week after week after week after week. We got to hear another Aaron Glenn bullshit story of, oh, well, we don't know what quarterback is. How about you just tell us the guy instead of standing there giving us word salad.
Hey, Beast, who do you think should play quarterback Sunday?
Tyrod Taylor.
Not Justin
I
Fields?
don't want Fields for one reason. He's too lazy, too slow, and his career, I don't know if it's coming or if it's going. He's not ready. He's definitely not prepared. He's not ready for this team. He doesn't look like he's prepared. Tyrod looks like he's prepared. He's been here how long? 15 years. So let the man play. Yes, sir. He's a veteran.
Hey, Beast, do you see any irony in calling a professional athlete lazy and slow?
Tyrod is old, but he can still go. He looks like he can go the distance. But next year, there's another guy I'm looking at from Alabama. He's a quarterback.
Joe Namath?
No.
Richard Todd?
Nice try. The name will not be revealed just yet. You'll have to go on
until I learn it.
That's for me to know when you find that out. You got to do it on your own.
Beast, I wanted to share this with you. So your dad was nice enough to send me a message.
I don't have my father's in Texas, and I'm
Beast
sorry.
breaker. Son, I am so proud of what you accomplished in life. I wish I could visit more. I raised you right, I see. Hot
Wow.
That's sad. My father lives in Texas. I don't talk to him. I don't want nothing to do with him. He left me when I was a baby. That's fine. I don't worry about shit like that. But next year, we're gonna have to go get some talent. $10 billion, new talent, and for the locker room, we need an ice tub. I don't care what they want to hear. Put the goddamn ice tub into the locker room and let these boys heal. They need gas right now.
I didn't think of that. Do you think maybe not having an ice tub is why the Jets are winless?
It was all so simple. It was all right in front of our face. Beast has been preaching ice all summer. No surprise. And I think the Jets could use a little bit of tubs of ice in their locker room. Yeah.
That is what we're missing. All right, let's get to more of your calls. Pred is up next. He joined us from Estonia. Hello, Pred.
Hello. So what do you expect to happen this Sunday against pain, suffering? Yeah.
I can't pick the Jets to win right now. I think it could be close, though. It wouldn't shock me if it's a competitive game. I don't think they're going to be massacred like some do, but
But it's not going to be an offensive shootout, is it?
The Jets don't have the personnel, the quarterback to be able to do it, or the coaching.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be, if it's close, it's going to be defensive slugfest.
Or just low scoring, yeah.
The one thing I will say is Cincinnati Bengals are ranked 31st in defensive points allowed, 31st in total yards allowed, 30th in pass yards allowed, and 31st in passing touchdowns allowed. And they allowed 400 yards of offense to Aaron Rodgers' Steelers on Thursday night. So there is a chance.
We don't have Aaron Rodgers.
No,
Tyler Taylor is
totally
Aaron
get that, and that's where I'm going with my point. So if you can show a semblance of an offense, then yes, there is a chance to kind of take advantage of this really bad defense of the Bengals. But until we see evidence that there is improvement and progression in this offense, no, it's hard to say that there is a hope for the offense to score 20 or more points.
Because this offense has been about as useful as a breast pocket on a wetsuit. Completely useless, So I personally also cannot see them do anything really, because was it 2 consecutive games now without a touchdown it's unbelievable.
Are people in Estonia just going crazy over how bad the Jets are?
I am probably the only one.
Well, Pred,
it's
great call. All right. You represent us well in Estonia. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Go Jets.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls. Time to say hello to one of the greats.
I don't know if you guys saw, but I was just going back and forth with Beast in the private chat, and he thinks that we should take a second for Michael Clemens if we can get it. In fact, if multiple teams line up for Michael Clemens with a second round, maybe we could leverage that into a first. What do you think?
I want the Jamal Adams return. I want 2 firsts and a third.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Yep. So I was looking, and for the most part, I agree with you guys. Like, the day 3 picks for Lazard, Quincy Carter. I mean, you might, if you wait, be able to extract the 7th round pick from Pittsburgh for Lazard rather than release him. That's something. JJ no trade, Quinnen no trade. Will McDonald, I'm with you guys. It's got to be at least a second rounder. Where I disagree, and vehemently, is Breece. I think that if we get an offer for a 4th round pick, like the Chargers, right?
I would do it for a 4th, not a 5th. That's my cutoff.
I would do it in a heartbeat, because you're probably talking, even with a playoff team, about roughly a top 125 pick. So assuming that the Chargers even make it, right? You know who was picked with the 125th pick overall last year?
I do
Bucky
not.
Irving.
Okay.
So
Well, I mean, a 4th round pick's legit if you can get it. I've said that.
especially when you're talking about a running back, right? Like that's where you get those guys usually. And if you have multiple ones of them, then you don't mind trading them to go up in the 3rd or the 2nd round if you get a guy that you really feel you're getting value for that can help you. And the other thing I'll agree with you on is Quinnen is going to have more value in the offseason than he would right now. Like, if he wants to hold out or whatever, or he's not pleased with the remaining money, there's not much we can do about that. But if he goes out on the open market in the offseason and the team wants to give us a 1st and a 4th and a player, like say the Raiders, like we were talking about Jackson Powers Johnson yesterday, right? That'd be a player I'd be interested in coming back for him and a 1st and a 4th in the offseason if a team wanted a negotiating window to talk to Quinnen. I think that's a fair return. And then you're looking at a team that's going to be starting him, maybe re-sign Simpson, maybe re-sign Myers for some depth, and you're able to go out and into the draft with some of your extra picks and maybe get another O lineman, and you're actually set. You don't have to worry about losing AVT because you're going to get a comp pick for him anyway. Thoughts on that?
Kyle, great call. DT, give us your take there.
It's hard to really argue. And Kyle threw me for a loop when he said who was drafted last year at 125. I was sitting there looking at the 2025 draft board, and I was ready to say Kyle Kennard to the Los Angeles Chargers, but he said Bucky Irving. And I'm like, oh, wait, he's talking about 2024 draft. So, yeah, there is definitely the element of, if Breece does get back a top 125 pick, sure. There's 36 picks in the 4th round last year, and the last pick was the 138th overall pick. So, again, it goes back to, do you trust the people in charge to make those picks? If you're going to trust them to move off of Breece, you obviously trust them most likely to make the picks. So it really just comes into the trust level factor of it all. Like, do you trust these guys to do anything with this roster? Or would you rather just sit on their hands and move forward as is? And if we are going to entertain this one and done talk, maybe you let the new head coach and new general manager make those decisions next offseason. So it's really just like a shitty conundrum to be in, but like you can't really argue with Kyle's points one way or the other. So like if Breece is the one that he wants to disagree, that's fine, because I don't want to watch Isaiah Davis and Khalil Herbert run this backfield with whoever's playing quarterback. I don't want to do it, and I don't know who the free agent they'd bring in is if they moved off of Breece, but like I'm not ready to watch absolutely no talent on the offense. I want to have at least a chance to score some points.
4th round pick, I do it. 5th, I'll just keep him, get the comp pick a year from now. Let's get to more of your calls, but first, a few super chats here. Spencer in the house. Here it is. Everyone's always waiting for the Spencer Green, all caps, incoherent, rambling super chat. And folks, we got it. Beast, I've surrounded the area. You have no choice. Apologize now. Surrender. Beast traded to the Jets for... I almost said it. Ask Beast about... Hey, Beast, I'm going to bring you back on, and you have to read his super chat. Go ahead.
Do I look like I give a monkey's nutsack about what that jerk off has to offer? I got something in mind, betting better. Put the ice tub near the restroom and make sure it has a shower and hot and cold water. And yes,
hey, Beast, how do you pronounce the name Ben and then Dover?
It's Dover. It's the same thing as Dover.
Yeah, what's the first name though?
What's that guy?
Put it together. It's Ben, and then what's the last name? Say it all together.
Bend over.
There it is.
Yeah, but
ladies and gentlemen,
what he's looking for
we
is
got him.
Oh.
See, Spencer, that was worth $10 right there. Mike Perez on the raffle for 2. Beast shouldn't be upset. He doesn't see the games. This is all just a shitty situation. Beast, I'll bring you back on to respond. Go ahead.
That guy can go 3 himself. Bye-bye. You can kiss my big ass. Woo!
All right. Thank you, Beast.
What does go 3 himself mean? Don't bring him back on to answer that question, but like, what the hell does that mean?
You don't want me to bring him back on?
No.
Spider Ben says, Jake, that was me who cursed the SpongeBob guy out for you on Twitter this morning. Dude was a clown. Spider Ben, I appreciate it. I had to mute mentions on Twitter. Like, it was just getting out of control with some of the things people were tweeting me. Like, it's just insane how delusional some members of this great fan base are. Like, people were upset that I pointed out on Twitter last night as I'm leaving the Knicks game. Hey, the Knicks have their first win before the Jets. They're like, you couldn't wait to tweet that. No, man, I'm going to rip this team because they deserve to be ripped. All right? Because I'm tired of it. I'm not going to blindly defend them just because I'm a diehard fan of the team. Like, no, It doesn't bring me great joy for the Jets to be a national embarrassment, but I hope by highlighting it, maybe things will change. All right? Because we have every right to voice our frustrations instead of just blindly supporting a dog crap product like we've been doing for 15 years already.
Yeah. Kudos to your Knicks getting the first win of the season. Hopefully nobody of them get arrested and they can continue having success all year.
So far, so good. The Knicks head coach has not been arrested or any of their role players. So that's good.
1 win, 0 arrests. That's the only record that counts.
Hell yeah. By the way, speaking of which, did you see O'Leary's tweet this morning?
I probably did, but I don't exactly know which one you're talking about. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Matt O'Leary tweeted this. Wow, is this real? Something to look into at FBI Director Cash.
Dude, I joked that if the Jets were purposefully tanking, the league would investigate it, find wrongdoing on the part of the Jets, and strip them of their first overall pick. So, like, maybe we could do this path with Woody Johnson and perhaps get him the hell out of here.
Is Woody Johnson playing in the executive poker game? Photo evidence here suggests maybe he is. Anyway, let's get to more of your calls. We got a bunch of you on hold, which is always great. Let's say hello to a guy that is wearing the same hat that I am. Ladies and gentlemen, time to say hello to a man in Vermont.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course. Hello, Jake and Dylan. I haven't seen you for a long time, Dylan. How you doing?
I know it's been a whole week, Bobby. How you been?
No, I didn't call him last week.
Oh, maybe you weren't watching last week. My apologies.
No, I watched it and called me.
Well, then you saw me. I just didn't see you.
All the way. Whatever you say was good. You're awesome. You should be the head coach, and then Big Fella should be the general manager.
You want Big Fella to be the GM and me to be the head coach?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
We'd have at least a win if that were the setup.
No, at least more than that. This is Glenn. Oh, I'll tell you. I know who the quarterback is, but I won't tell you because I'm an idiot. That's why.
Do you think he said that?
Yeah, he probably said that.
Do you think it's actually stupid to not say anything, or does it make
no,
a difference?
Who
one
cares?
Way
it's not his destroyers. Who cares who the quarterback is? Jesus Christ. Is he like, I think it's time for Woody Johnson to be in the nursing home. I think he needs a nursing home.
You think so?
Yeah. And we got to get rid of him. We got to get rid of one. I'm sorry to tell you. It's like the same old stuff, like you said, Jake. You know, he says, oh, we're getting better. Practices are getting better. Who cares about the practices?
Well, no team practice is better than the Jets.
I know, right? No, I tell you. I don't know. This week they should have.
Hey, New Q wants to know: is that a dead bug on your face, Bobby?
No, it's not a dead. I don't have nothing. It's a.
What are we looking at there?
I think it's mustache growing in.
No. Underneath your eye, it looks like there's a dead bug.
Oh, I don't have a dead bug.
No, you have something like here. Look.
There.
Under your right eye. Yep, right there where your finger is.
Oh, really? Let's see. Oh, it could be one of those things. What are they called?
A dead bug?
No, Krispies. You know, Rice Krispies.
What?
Rice Krispies. When you get up in the morning. The Sandman. What is it called?
Like an eye boogie?
Yeah, I think it was the eye boogie. Yeah.
A crusty eye boogie made its way all the way down to your cheek and turned black?
Oh, it's on my cheek. You said it's on my.
It was
eye.
like right on. Yeah, you got it, but.
Okay.
It didn't look like an eye boogie. We'll leave it up for interpretation.
I'm eating cranberries, dry cranberries. That could be it. Because I got this stuff that Rick can eat, omega trail.
Have you thought about washing your face, Bob?
Yeah, why? What's wrong with it?
Well, you just had a Rice Krispie stuck on your eye.
Oh, no, it's not. It's called Ice crispy. It's like when you wake up in the morning. Like, but no, I think it could be one of these things, like dry cranberry. I like this stuff. This is very healthy.
Try not to miss your mouth next time, then.
These nuts sent it to me by mail.
Hey, let me bring in my medical expert. Beast, what do you think that was?
I can't. It might be one of them little those little bugs that come. By the end of the year, them small little bugs.
No, it's Ice Crispy, whatever they call it.
Well, next time, you should take your fingernail and go.
Yeah, you want me to poke my eye out? I don't need that.
No, you don't go by your eye. You go by the cheekbone and go.
All right, I'll try that next time. Thank you for your. That was a good doctor opinion, I tell you. I needed him like a sore tooth.
Gator says it's called an AIDS pimple.
Oof. AIDS pimple? No, I haven't had AIDS. No.
You don't have AIDS?
No, I haven't had sex for 20 years. So.
Thank you for that information.
Well, that's how you get AIDS. So, yeah, my job, Dylan, if you want to know, November is coming up, right? J-O-B, job.
Yeah, are you trying to get a job still? Have we given up? What's the deal?
No, I haven't given up. No, I still do try. I look on Indeed every day. Then November, when in November comes, she's going to call me to set up an appointment. Missy.
All right. Well, keep us posted, all right?
Yeah, I know Dylan always asks me if I have.
I'm very yes. I want you and Gorman, even though Gorman is kind of an estranged member of this community now. I want you both to get jobs.
Of course.
Hey, how about this, by the way? We had a bet going over the summer, like what would happen first. Charles or Bobby would get a job or the Jets would get a win. Like, because this was like in like June or July.
Yes, I remember that.
We're all holding strong.
Nothing is happening here. The Jets can't win, and neither of you can get a job.
I can get a job now. Well, it's kind of funny, though. I don't know. But I'm trying my hardest.
Hey, have you thought about being a stripper? You could dance.
Oh, no. I wanted to be the Chippendales down in Disney. Not the Chippendale dancers. I wanted to be one of those characters, Chippendale. So somebody thought I wanted to be a Chippendale dancer. I said, look at me. Do I want to be a Chippendale dancer? Look at the size of me. I don't know.
Yeah, start dancing. Give us a little feel.
No, I'm not dancing right now, Jake. No.
Why not?
No. Next time.
Come on.
No, Jake. No.
All right. We'll see you later then, all right?
Okay, nice talking to you guys. Have a great day.
Have a good one, Bobby.
You got it. Great call there. Vintage call from Bobby Midnight, folks. That's why he was once upon a time the number one seed, one of our 4 number one seeds in Asmaniac Madness. Let's continue with your calls. I don't know where this guy's going to be seated this year, but I'd imagine he's got a chance to go on a deep, deep run. It's time.
If Mad Max ain't yapping about Jets, that boy, he's jamming. He's slamming, freaking dancing, wall smashing. I'm Jake Asman. If Mad Max ain't ever stopped yapping, that boy, he still be dancing. Then call Jake Asman. He got an orange wall.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Whoa!
What up, I have a couple points. So, Dylan, the Sunday's game was a joke, absolute joke. This franchise can seek to nose. Just when you think it can't get any lower, Jets are away. Hold my beer. The Jets lost to the Panthers, 13-6. You know, why it was a close game? Because Carolina Panthers are a horrible team. That's the only reason Jets were even close in the game. And then let's talk about my second point: owners meeting. Woody Johnson bashed Justin Fields. It was a bad move. I understand Fields is horrible, but you know what? You shouldn't be like a drunk fan in the East section in MetLife Stadium. You should be like a multi-billion-dollar owner. Be serious about it. And then the third point, I want to talk about the Bengals game. So we got to play better. Sauce is still out, but the corner, Azari Thomas, like AZ Thomas showed really good potential. I think he should cover Jamar Chase. What's your thoughts on that, Jake?
I think they're not going to shadow anyone with Chase, but I'm sure AZ will have opportunities to go up against him for sure.
I agree with you because, I feel like AZ Thomas had potential and I feel like Stevens has played better, but you know what? I just don't want to blow out, Is it too hard? Is it too hard to ask to be competitive? Like even score a touchdown? It's a hard ask, Jake.
It might be. Now, Mad Max, let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on the power of friendship potentially playing a role in this game Sunday?
Oh, man, I don't even know. I mean, let's see. I mean, Robert Kraft was like, last year on the Patriots, back to Mayo, and then he fired. But let's see if Woody actually.
What jersey is that? 01?
Yeah, what is that? Is 01 jersey?
What is that?
A custom jersey. Just has my last name on it. But
Yeah, but why 01? That's not a number.
I don't know. I just got it that way. But
No,
I have a costume.
Wait, why 01? I need to hear the explanation for this.
I don't know. I just got a custom jersey.
Yeah,
It was
but
like,
why 01
best
though?
one. Best one. It's like the best number though. But
It's not a number though. I understand it's custom, but it's not a number.
I don't know. I just did it that way. I'd be like, what you guys thoughts? I'm gonna dress up as a prisoner costume. I'm putting it on right now.
You're putting on your Halloween costume?
Yeah,
prisoner
the
costume on with
prisoner.
the Jets
I'm
jersey,
gonna be
dude.
wearing it this weekend. Let's see how Aaron Glenn's gonna do. He's probably gonna do a little stops the dancing. Can you guys see me with the Aaron Glenn dance?
This call is taking a lot of twists and turns. Now tell us
Yeah.
about this Halloween party of yours, Mad Max. Are you going to talk
man.
to any ladies in scantily clothing?
Oh man, this is like the biggest party weekend of the year. I'm gonna wear
You're going to the party dressed as this.
yes as a prisoner costume. It's a very. I got one of my boys gave me to it last year. I had it last year.
You're
it's like,
repeating a costume?
yeah, but
Come on, have some
I only
diversity.
wore
First
one
night of
thing,
Halloween?
I only wore one, so no big deal.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Mad Max.
This call had such high expectations, quite like the 2023 New York Jets season.
Yeah,
and
remember
4
the
plays in, I had so many questions and misery and doubt. You said the Jets said, "Hold my beer." Can you legally drink a beer, Max?
Nah, I was just like,
Yeah,
I'm
I didn't
gonna be
think
21
so.
in February, but let's see, bro. I was just saying, I was saying, you know what? It can't get any worse. And then the Jets are like, oh wait, it can.
It's funny that you're covering up
with
your
Aaron
prisoner
Glenn,
costume.
he's like, oh my god.
He's
Let's
covering up his first prisoner
we're not the
costume with,
same old
an
Jets.
actual prisoner costume. It's kind of hilarious.
It's amazing he just keeps talking and
Oh,
he just has
dude,
no idea
no.
what we're saying.
No.
We could literally say anything. He wouldn't
You
even
guys,
hear it.
can you guys see me now? I'm all dressed up as my prisoner, but this is gonna be Aaron Glenn on Sunday.
You're putting Aaron Glenn in prison?
Let me get the sauce.
Look, I think he's done a bad job so
Let's
far. But
celebrate the moral victory we're gonna have this Sunday, Jake.
okay, I'm just gonna let him
What do you
keep
guys
talking.
think? What do you guys thoughts on my costume? The president?
I was trying to give you thoughts 10 minutes ago, but you didn't hear any of them.
I mean,
we need a Mad Max logo in the top of the screen. This is no longer Jake's show.
I mean, maybe Aaron Glenn should have this costume for how bad he is with the moral victory.
Why does he
Let's
need to be in a
let's
prison
just
costume
celebrate
now?
every
Need to
moral
go to
victory. We don't
prison.
even gonna win. What kind of question is that?
Coaching bad enough for him?
Yeah, what kind of question is that? That's going to be Aaron Glenn after the laws. Like, what kind of question is that?
Man, Max, you should have went as a Looney Tune. You could have just went as yourself.
Yeah, if you can turn the prisoner's jacket into a straight jacket, I think we'd be on par here.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna be wearing this entire weekend, Jake.
Hey, Mad Max, are you gonna tell people, hey, you better not drop the soap?
Yeah, or better not drop the beer. You know what I mean? Better not drop the beer at the prank party we're gonna go to tonight.
What does your roommate think of the costume? Is he also going as a prisoner? Is it a couple's costume?
Nah, it's like Malachi is wearing a cool costume. He's like his sister's like face painting him. We're going to a date tomorrow, and then we're gonna go to a party. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, Jake.
Where isn't a dage the same thing as a party? It's called a dager, like a day party.
Oh yeah, but the difference is like it's a day party and then the party's at night. So there's gonna be
So we got 2 parties on the agenda tomorrow.
Yes, Jake. It's Halloween.
But tomorrow's Friday.
It's Halloween. It's even though Halloween's next weekend. I'm going to a wedding next weekend. So this is like.
But it's Friday. There's a party during the day on Friday, or this is Saturday you're referring to?
Saturday as well, and then Friday at 2 p.m. There's a party, Jake.
Friday at 2 p.m. There's a party.
Yes, sir, Jake.
What type of party is going on Friday at 2 p.m.?
Dage. There's 2 dages tomorrow, Jake.
Where? No one goes to class at this university?
The fraternities are throwing dages at the same time, Jake?
I think you have your days confused. I went to college once upon a time. You don't get the Friday 2 p.m. party.
What school did you go to, Jake? Ithaca?
I went to Ithaca.
Yeah, where's that? North Jersey?
No, that is not
New York.
God.
Yeah.
It's in Ithaca, New York.
You
Mad
know,
Max, this was one of your most interesting calls yet. Call back in the prison costume anytime, all right?
Sounds good.
Can I give you advice though, real quick before we let you go?
What's your advice?
You should probably pick a costume that's a little easier to get out of.
It's
Anticipating
true.
that you will
Not
have
easy
to get out of it
It's,
at the end of
I
the
don't know.
night.
It's like it's annoying though, but I'll
There
set it
goes.
up. You know what I mean?
He's not gonna listen to you. Mad
No.
Max, thank you.
If Mad Max ain't yapping about jets, that boy, he's jamming. He's slamming, freaking dancing, wall smashing. I'm Jake Asman. If Mad Max ain't ever stopped yapping, that boy, he still be dancing. Then call Jake Asman. He got an orange wall.
He doesn't listen to a thing anyone says. He just comes on, goes, and then like he'll just wait it out, and then when he's done, he'll be like, "What do you think about all that?"
I think he pre-records his calls and then just hits play as soon as you put him on screen. So it's already a pre-recorded video of him. So he's just talking straight through and has no idea what we're saying. And he certainly had no idea what I was insinuating at the end of that.
No.
It took him 25 minutes to put the damn costume on. How long is that going to take to get off? The girl's going to leave.
Yeah,
I mean, insinuating that there will be a girl at the end of the night for this guy, because golly.
Do you think the Jets should start selling Mad Max 01 jerseys? They might sell more than some of the actual jerseys for the current players.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad point. If the team played as fast as Max talked, maybe we'd be somewhere. We'd have a win.
Definitely
we'd have a
win.
0-1 win.
That was the worst explanation for why he got a number on a jersey I've ever seen. He's like, I liked it, but I like the number. But I'm like, it's not a number. There's no number. 01. It's either 0 or 1 or 10.
Just go double zero. Just go double zero. I thought it was a 10 backwards, and I saw the 1. I'm like, no, his camera is facing the right way. That is a 0-1 jersey. Oh man, Mad Max. Congrats. I remember my first beer.
Matt writes in, my wife wants to know what this Kyle Clifton song is I keep singing. No more moral victories, no more excuses, no more egos. Just get the job done. The highest compliment you could pay Gator McCluskey is saying that you sing one of his intros out and about. There's no doubt.
Oh, that is my little tinge of the tism. I sing all of the Gator drops when I'm at work.
The best is when people come up to me and they quote them to me, like their favorite ones or whatever, and they start singing it. It's hilarious.
I love quoting the great Jake Asman. Just brutal.
It's brutal. Love it. More of your calls now, shall we? Let's go down under. Australia is where we're headed. Craig is next. Hey, Craig.
Legends. How are we going? Everyone having a good
What's
day?
up, Craig?
Doing well, Craig. What's up?
So, yeah, I'm good. I'm just thinking about Mad Max. I don't think I've seen him before, thanks to the time zone issues that I have. But I think that jumpsuit reminds me more of what Dexter might put on before he, gets up to what he gets to. I'm not saying Mad Max is a serial killer, but there's more to that guy than meets the eye. I think
there's something to that, because Genergy said the same thing in the comment section. Yeah. So you and her are on the same wavelength with the Dexter stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I think the bottom line is we don't actually want to know at this point. But I have a question about Tyrod's presser. She's smiling at me. The fuck about Tyrod's presser. Look, we have PR guys, right? Like media people on staff to help. Surely the players, get used to talking to the press. Well, why didn't they have a plan for the question of, are you starting this week? Because it's safe to say that it's decided already. You would decide early in the week so you could prepare, or at least couldn't he text or call Aaron Glenn and say, the hell am I supposed to say, man, if we're not?
I think they told him what to say. It's just, I'm ready to play whenever I'm called upon. And then they asked him, hey, so you don't know if you're starting? He kind of gave that look. He knows. They were basically instructed to say they're splitting reps and they'll do whatever Aaron Glenn wants them to do. It looks silly, and they're 0-7, so it's easy to make fun of. But they're truly trying to find any small advantage they could get to make Cincy have to prepare for a running quarterback in Fields. But they're not going to play Fields unless Tyrod gets hurt. So I don't know, which could happen. So maybe it ends up being Fields anyway, because that's how these things usually go for the Jets.
Yeah, the follow-up was literally, are you lying to me?
Yeah.
That's that was poor bastard. I feel sorry for him, but I was chatting to people in Discord, and we think that if we do get the number 1 pick, is a road trip to Pittsburgh on the cards. Yeah, should we go? I was thinking of approaching Neil and seeing if he'd comp us a private jet, and I could fly everyone there, because I might be in New York at that time. What do you think? Are you in?
Well, I
was
gonna say, I know that our friend Nick Shine is a big fan of the lovely ladies of Pittsburgh. So if you brought that
Oh,
idea
yes,
up
I've
to Nick
heard this.
Shine, he would certainly be on board, to go to Pittsburgh and watch the Jets select the number 1 overall pick. I for sure think Nick Shine would do it. If the Jets have the number 1 overall pick, I'll say my cousin is a Steelers fan, so that is like the easiest, like she'll go to Pittsburgh whenever she came to week 1 with me in MetLife. So there is something to that, Craig, that it's not, out of the realm. I would do it.
So what you're saying is Nick Shine is going to be in the front with me, co-pilot. That's how keen he is to get to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think he would really much enjoy the women specifically of Pittsburgh.
It's in the works. I can tell you. My guy Lou B, who Dylan, I know you know as well. He's talking about going down there for the draft, and he's like, "Do you want to do an event there?" So if the Jets get the number 1 pick, we might do a road trip to Pitt. We'll do a meetup maybe the day before the draft, something. I don't know. I'm definitely not ruling it out. Last year we did a big draft party that was awesome. We could do that again if we don't go to Pittsburgh. But if they get the number 1 pick, we might have to go.
I was stateside when that draft party happened. It's just I'd already committed to Addy and Rick Kent that I'd bounce through LA on the way to Vegas and catch up with them. So I couldn't stiff them. Obviously, I did think about it, but it's a good chance I'll be in the area for this one. So I think we have to keep our options open at this point. And Dylan, the NFL's coming to Australia from 2026 onwards for 3 years to Melbourne to the MCG. Any chance I'll see you there?
I've heard you say 25 to 30 hour flight before. Am I correct on that, Craig?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Like what you do, sort of inside hack, is you drink a lot of alcohol on the way. That's what you do. It
If
makes
they got
a big
jet
difference.
fuels, I'm there.
The booze is free on international flights. You just all you need is the pointer finger to press that button, and they magically bring you whatever you want whenever you want it. So
that's enticing. So it could be
100,000 people they'll get at the MCG for these games. Guarantee it. Be massive.
I'm sure they love football, just like the UK people and all of the
They
European.
love all sport.
Yep.
They love all. Melbourne's the sport capital of Australia. They love all sport. Does not matter what you put on.
The architecture there is
build it and they
beautiful
will
too.
come.
I would love to see some of the sights of Australia. I mean, beautiful.
You know I'll look after you, right? You know this.
Oh, of course. We're always in good hands with you, Craig.
Hell
I would
yeah,
trust
hell
you
yeah.
over a lot of these members of the chat.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to go break some kidney stones. So you guys have a great show.
Hey now, Craig,
Good
you're the
luck.
man. We missed you stateside. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Craig in Australia, one of the greats. All right, let's keep it rolling with some of your calls here before we wrap. Chuck Wagon's next. All aboard the Chuck Wagon.
Hey, earlier what Beast was saying about trading for Clemens, I would trade for a bag of deflated footballs for Clemens. So that's number 1. Number 2, I'm sure we could get something for trading Nick Folk, because I'm sure there's a team out there that could use a better kicker. So if we could trade Nick Folk, because I would like us to draft Trey Smack from Florida, because his name is awesome and he is actually probably one of the best kickers in college football. So we could probably do that.
I don't know. What could they get for Nick Folk if they were to make him available, Dylan, from a contending team?
Sixth
Probably a
round
fifth
pick.
round.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
was
say
gonna say fifth
sixth,
round.
maybe fifth. Yeah, it's hard to really say.
If I
You'd have
was-
to be desperate. Like if the Steelers lost Chris Boswell, maybe a fifth, but like I don't know. You'd have to be pretty desperate to be trading for Nick Folk, where apparently his range is only like 54 yards or whatever the math weighed out to be with Aaron Glenn in that press conference a couple weeks ago.
Aaron Glenn and Jake Asman, not good at math.
Not math guys.
No one's going to be listening to Aaron Glenn anyway, so yeah, I don't think that's going to matter. Also, I forgot to tell you, Jake, yesterday, I have your pick for week 9. Rams versus the Titans. That should be your pick.
Jake has a formula, and he's sticking with it.
Well, next week the Jets are on the bye, though, so I'm going to need to make a pick on my
That's
own
what
in the
I'm saying.
survivor pool. Yeah. So
You're saying next week. I'm sorry, Chuck.
Yeah,
Wagon.
next week. Yeah, for week 9, because I didn't pick. I don't normally gamble online, but when I did for this week, I actually picked the under for the Jets and Bengals game.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't see either side reaching 20 points. And I know Jake just gave out a lot of stats on how bad the Bengals defense is. It doesn't matter when you're playing the Jets. So
Exactly. Yes.
I really think both teams are not going to break 20, and I think it's going to be a low-scoring game no matter who wins.
No, Joe Flacco's throwing at least 3 touchdowns on us, so that gives him 21.
Not if the power of friendship rears its ugly head.
Aaron, don't worry. Everything will be alright, little buddy. Pretty soon we might win a football game. I love you so much. Huggies, Huggies, my poopy cakes.
I don't know what that was, Gator.
You didn't bet that ending part, did you?
Zach
And they knew,
Tender.
whoever sent it to you knew that. Hold on. Whoever sent it to you knew you weren't going to watch the last 2 seconds that said poopy cakes.
Speaking of poop, this photo is doctored, though, clearly. Zach Tender in the raffle for 1. We got a signed Darrelle Revis jersey up for grabs. If anyone wants a chance to win that one. In the meantime, let's get back to your calls. Very serious calls, obviously, as we always do on the show. Philly Noodles is next. Hello, Mr.
Oh,
Noodles.
yeah. Let's talk about serious and bring on Philly freaking Noodles. Come on.
Poopy cakes. What the fuck?
What's up, poopy cakes?
Oh shit! I needed that, bro. I feel like it's a sitcom this year. All the answers coming from people.
That's what I
Glenn
said to
with
Dylan
practice.
before the show. I go, I used to get mad and about all these games, but now I'm at a point where I already know what this team is. I think I have, unfortunately, a pretty good idea what this coach is. So they until they start winning and winning me back over, I'm not I'm just gonna choose to just try and embrace the circus and just laugh. Because if you can't laugh, you'll cry with how bad this franchise is.
For sure.
Dylan, did you read that? My little thing underneath my little quote there. I brought the chili.
Dude.
Dylan was the flake.
Bro,
What happened? Bro?
I
What
was the
happened? You
flake.
flicked on us.
Bro, dude.
Oh.
Something about the South Carolina weather and me. I don't know if it's the fact that I smoke exclusively outside. This is my second bacterial infection in my throat, so I'm on antibiotics right now. But it started last weekend, and I called our pal Indy when he was on his way over. He called me. I could barely talk. There was so much phlegm in my nose, dude. And I've my content. I've only done 3 episodes of content, and 2 were for Believe, who I just started working for this week. So it's I'm really dude, I'm dogging it right now. I'll be honest, but I was about to come for the chili and just sit in the corner by myself and not get anybody sick because I really wanted that chili, and I'm actually mad that Indy got 2 helpings. If I'm being honest.
And you know what's crazy? Isn't Cincinnati known for their Skyline chili or something?
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't that, oh man, this is the week for the chili. Actually,
I know for real.
I don't. Chuck Wagon, I got to give him credit for being optimistic. We're gonna get the doors blown off. Who is gonna chase Higgins or Chase? They got to decide. Whoa, who's gonna guard who? If Sauce ain't playing, there's no way. I feel bad for Garrett Wilson, who is an Ohio State product, who has to see his boy Flacco, who helped us win in Cleveland, Ohio, where he was going off. Now he's got to see him. He's going to have one tear just rolling down his face, watching Flacco just throw dimes. He's going to be like, Fields, I thought you could, but you can't. And it's just going to kill him. And he's going to see those 2 guys balling out. He's going to get really fucking, oh, dude. I wouldn't even interview him. If anyone could, just walk away from him.
Did you hear Flacco talking about his time with the Jets?
No.
And he said how much he loved the relationships with the other players. And he's like, there's times where I'm driving home after a loss on the turnpike and I'm telling my family I hate it here and I want to leave. And he's like, but then I think about the player relationships and I'm like, damn, dude, just find a new variation of the Jets are really bad and I'm happy I'm elsewhere.
Oh my God. It's just unbelievable. I didn't even hear Wilkes and what Enstring said today.
Wilkes said that Flacco's going to the Hall of Fame. And Engstrand said his confidence is at an all-time high.
Which is going to be a meme by about 1:30 on Sunday when the Jets go 3 and out or throw a pick 6, something crazy.
And he misspoke in his one thing, which was quotable, which was we need to finish our opening drives by not getting field goal or by not settling for field goals. And then like literally the next sentence was like, we got to finish with field goals, but he meant to say touchdowns. So like you can't even clip out the part where he said you got to get touchdowns because he said it wrong. So it's like, we understand what you're trying to say, finish with touchdowns, not field goals, but like you didn't say it right. So like you just botched the whole thing.
He needs a hug, man. Come on.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
That's the key. Give Engstrand one of those Woody hugs. He'll be ready to roll.
Wait, hold on.
Woody hug sounds so bad, dude. The two
Calm your freaky down.
Hand up, that's on me.
All right, hold on. His competitive advantage was, listen, I feel so great. I feel great this week. Okay, so the competitive advantage is what did it for Enstrang. Not knowing who is his quarterback is making him feel that good. That's how you know we got shit on the team. He's like, bro, my confidence is at an all-time high because I don't know who's throwing the football.
His confidence is high because Brady Cook is one more step closer to playing actual games, and he's probably the one that fits their offense the best.
Looking like Mad Max. Mad Max should just be Brady Cook with the 0-1. That's what he should do. Take off that stupid thing and wear the 0-1 jersey. Say, I'm Brady Cook.
What a number, by the way. Mad Max 01. I might have to sell, T-shirts with that in the merch store.
He definitely bought that by accident. They sent him the wrong jersey, bro, and he was like, all right, I bought it. So, oh, my God. Great call, guys. This is too funny. It's sad, but it's funny at the same time.
You're the man. Appreciate you. By the way, Curly goes, 01 was the last year we won the division. It was actually 02, Curly, but I see what
Technically,
you did there.
it was the 01/02.
No. It was the 02 season.
Okay.
Technically, the playoff win was in January of 03 against Peyton Manning.
Okay, good. Good, Curly. You're wrong. Thanks for the $2 anyway. I'm just
but Curly, I do appreciate the attempt there because you're not that far off.
It's not,
David says, regarding Kyle's call about pick number 125, the Steelers hit the jackpot twice. Center Mike Webster, 1974, and cornerback Ike Taylor, 2003. That pick indeed has value. You can find good players in the fourth round. That's why, for Breece 4-4, I do it. Fifth, no thanks. And I don't have the numbers in front of me, but the percentage of drafting a Pro Bowler, even though it's only a round, it is significant from round 4 to round 5. Fourth round picks still have a lot of value compared to fifth round picks. There's a significant drop off in your odds on hitting on that player when you get to that far down in the draft.
Yeah, a lot of teams might look at 5th to 7th round picks as the same value from a perspective of if you have a 7th round grade on him, you can start swinging for those types of guys that you feel will fit in the 5th round. But in terms of trading pieces, it's a 5th is way more valuable. And then from a 5th to a 4th is way more valuable. And I believe the Jets have 2 4ths right now. So maybe they can get a couple more and potentially sneak up and go further. I have a list of, we'll just go back the last 10 years of the last players picked at 125th overall. Kyle Kennard, Bucky Irving, Darius Davis, Eric Ezukama, Cameron Bynum, James Morgan, shout out, Rennell Wren, Avante Maddox, Samson Ebukam, Antonio Morrison, and Javorius Allen. So that's maybe 20% hit rate there with hopefully Bucky Irving. Cam Bynum is pretty good. Darius Davis is a rotational wide receiver for the Chargers. Kyle Kennard is a rookie linebacker for the Chargers. So, yeah, you can. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but there's not a ton of names that inspire. I got to go all the way down to Brady Papinga in 2005 to feel good about the pick that they got. Jesse Palmer, that's a bad pick. It's pretty scary hours in the 4th round.
Jersey Jet writes in, hug my Woody. What a show.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
You find me a Jet show or any NFL show that has the range we have on this program, folks.
Yeah. And Jersey, by the way, I'm sending out your shirt. You see it right now on the screen. I'm not wearing your shirt, but you will get the green version of this shirt sent to you in the next couple days. So
I'm a DT sycophant, baby. Yeah. I got my DT shirt on. All right.
Better than the word I was going to use for you, Jake.
Okay. Spartan Bro Zach is next. Hey, Zach.
Hey, Jake. Hey, Dylan. How you doing?
What's up, man? How are you?
Oh, I'm still working, but I figured I'd call in because I promised last Thursday. I promised Dylan that I would in the chat, and then I said if he said it today for me to call in, that I would. So here I am.
Spartan Bro. What can Brown do for
exactly?
You?
Let me actually clock out on break so I don't get fired.
They'd get you for that too. I'm sure they're sticklers.
They would. That's why I was making sure this whole time I'd deliver somewhere I could pull over should I get called on.
I would laugh if you've delivered to my apartment complex. I'm not going to reveal myself here.
So I live in Spartanburg, but once you become full-time at UPS, a little fun fact, you cannot transfer buildings. So I actually work in Hendersonville, North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty deep.
So I got to drive about 50 minutes to work every day, but not a big
At
deal.
least it's a nice drive. That's a very scenic drive.
It's a very nice drive. It's all highway miles.
Yeah.
But anyway, Mad Max, never seen someone talk so fast. Definitely the worst case of ADHD I've seen. But we still love them. Love all
Or
the
drugs.
Asmaniacs.
We could go with ADHD.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well, I'm not gonna say drugs, but you're more than welcome to.
Okay.
Let's see. I put in the chat earlier. You probably didn't see it, but I was like, my most proud moment as a Jets fan so far, but yet also my most guilty. My 6-year-old son the other day was on the phone FaceTiming his grandfather, who's a Giants fan, mind you. I don't know how I became a Jets fan. Don't ask. I just picked them when I was young and stuck with it because of the green color. But he was asking him, he's like, what fan are you for football? And he goes, Jets, always the Jets, just like my dad. Very proud of the answer, but I also feel guilty because he's in for a rude awakening when he gets older and starts understanding this pain.
Oh,
You said he's
Spartan
6
Bro
years
Zach.
old?
Look what you've done. You said he's 6? Oh, he's going to be like this kid.
Yeah.
Really an absolute phenomenon.
I hate this team.
When you get this allegiance to a team,
I was born into this, and
it sticks with you.
I'm always a Jets fan, but like,
I'm thankful we have fans like this.
I hate this team.
Oh my God.
So my nephew is my nephew is 9 years old, and when we had Aaron Rodgers, I bought him a lot of Jets gear. I was trying to ramp him up to be a Jets fan. He jokingly called me Uncle Aaron Rodgers, like he was bought in. All right. My brother FaceTimes me Sunday afternoon, and it's my nephew who's on the other line. And I'm like, "What's up, Big Mike? What do you got to say?" He's like, "The Jets suck," and now he's an Eagles fan.
Yep.
So that I'll let him hop off the train, but he ain't getting back on. I told him.
Yeah, so I think what was it, a week ago you guys were talking about if Woody moved the team to London, that'd be like the only chance to start rooting for another team. I was joking with my buddies down here, I'd become an Eagles fan too. Just because where I grew up in Jersey, I was equally as close to the MetLife Stadium as I was the Philadelphia Stadium.
Sure.
But for the team, I don't know. I'm kind of past the disappointment and everything. I don't feel pain anymore when they start losing just because it's been 15 years now and I'm only 30, so it's been for literally half my life. But I don't think they should trade everyone. I know that's been a big topic of conversation on this show. I think we should trade expiring contracts, even if it's for late round picks and maybe Breece. But I also agree if it's not for a fourth or better, he's not worth trading just because he's valuable to this team and the confidence of the team going forward. But as for all the JJ talk, I don't understand that. I've seen a lot of it the past couple days, and I don't know why people are saying that we might trade JJ, even if it is to go back to Saleh for a decent package. He's like the heart and soul of the defense with Quinnen. So I don't really know where to go from here. I'm a huge fan of Mendoza in college, but again, that's 10 games away, and then that's still hoping that we get the first pick to even draft the QB of choice.
And if they even like him as a first-round pick, too. Good call there, Spartanburg,
100%.
Zach. There's a lot of factors with that. Are they going to pick the right quarterback? And my big fear, I've said this, they could pick the right quarterback. We might not know. See Sam Darnold. You have to give the quarterback a chance, and this regime has shown me nothing that they deserve to be able to make that decision. Fields, we know he's not good. He's also never been this bad, and it's been getting progressively worse. That's coaching, man. Mike Tomlin went 4-2 with him last year. Come on.
Yeah. 1, Spartan Bro, hit me up. We'll have to get a drink somewhere soon. And 2, it's kind of funny, right? The last quarterback and coaching pairing when it comes to young quarterback, Gase and Darnold, the coach destroyed a now elite quarterback. Then you have Saleh and Zach Wilson. You can argue that Zach Wilson probably ruined Robert Saleh's tenure. Obviously, it led to Aaron Rodgers and the wheels fell off. Now you have AG and Fields, and it's the worst of both. It's God damn it. Can we just get any of it right? It's very frustrating.
Ladies and gentlemen, soon to be available at jakeasman.com. Get your official Mad Max t-shirts.
Love it.
Gator just sent me the design. Man, the pain never stops.
It's a great number. It's the best number.
Very fitting for a Jet shirt. Mad Max. number 01. Why? We don't know.
What do you guys' opinion on me doing a backflip through this orange wall?
Because there's only one speed that he can talk in, and that's absolutely blubberingly fast. Just
Chad says I'd buy a Mad Max shirt. I'll tell you what, I will make the shirt available. I'll make it available for the cheapest I can make it, where I'm not even profiting on it. I'm just not losing money, because anyone who's going to buy a Mad Max shirt is a sicko fan of the show. So let me see what that bid about. It will probably be like $20, I'm guessing, but I got to see what my merch site here will tell me. I'll make it available though, and if someone actually buys this thing, I'll give whoever buys it raffle tickets.
Speaking of $20, come get you.
You think I could sell more Mad Max shirts than you can sell DT shirts?
Absolutely, absolutely. 43,000 versus a little under 1,100. Yeah, I mean, I could just get all my family on board to buy them, and maybe that would counteract the Mad Max. No, I think Mad Max has a strong following in this chat. I was getting lit up by saying contrarian things about Mad Max there. I was going against the grain, and people were kind of lighting me up for it.
Mad Max, man, he's a phenom. I'm also gonna have it say, by the way, Jake Asman show on the back of the shirt, because that's what I could do. All right, I'm working hard on this Mad Max tee. Stay tuned. Let's get to more of your calls. Ladies and gentlemen, stop what you're doing. Smash your head into your phone.
I got my Iron UG. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Hello, gentlemen.
David T.
Mad Max, crazy college kid. He has the makings of, from 5-10 years down the road, being married to a cheerleader, having 3 to 5 kids, a good job, and becoming an upstanding member of the community. Craig from Australia, I'm just going through some of your Asmaniacs, Jake. Craig from Australia, what a class act. Been there, done that, and he reminds me of a movie star / doctor.
A movie star. What if he is a movie star portraying a doctor?
You put me on the spot here. He's a bona fide doctor, but has the makings of a movie star. I mean, the looks and the demeanor and all that kind of stuff. So, I don't know where to go from that. And then Philly Noodles, he reminds me of a class act brown bagger. I don't know what he does for a living, but man, Jake, you have so many great guests. It's really cool. But the one thing I want to say is, don't trade anybody. Let Aaron Glenn ride through the season. My feeling remains strong. At the end of the year, if they're 0-17, Woody's going to give him a big hug, and we're going to renew you for next year.
Yeah, that's possible, David T. It's really unfortunate that
you think if they're 0-17, they'd bring back Aaron Glenn.
I do too.
I mean, like you had said, Jake, even with Justin Fields, even if Woody was right about him and all that, you just don't do that in public. And he was really strongly enforcing Aaron Glenn. But I really do, unless I see otherwise. Even if they're 0-17, I mean, now there's the last couple of games, the defense has improved, and you can't tell me Aaron Glenn hasn't had something to do with that. So I guess the one thing for Aaron Glenn is there's pretty many games to play yet, so there's room for improvement, although I don't see it. But yeah, Woody, I don't know. Woody's stubborn, and I don't think he can be humiliated.
I'll tell you what, 0-17, and they don't get rid of Aaron Glenn. I mean, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll tell you what, I can tell you there's going to be a fan base that is actually going to be revolting outside of One Jets Drive. That is for sure. The power of friendship will not save Woody or AG if they're 0-17, David T.
Right, Jake. And you know what? And I think I'd said it to the other day. And my thing is, I can swing one Jets game a year, and if it gets to the end of the year and they don't, and if I feel that they should part ways and they give them another year, I guess my boycott would be not to go to a Jets game, the following year, which would kill me because I love it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I love you, David T. You're the man.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
The power of friendship will not save anyone at 0-17. Hey, by the way, Mad Max t-shirts are officially live. I just put the link in. Anyone who buys one during the show, I'll give you 5 raffle tickets towards the Revis jersey we're going to raffle away coming up. So if you want a Mad Max shirt, you could get one. I also made a Mad Max shirt in the color black, DT. Your thoughts?
Hey, gotta love it. Gotta love it. I mean, this kid is a rising star, and we should celebrate him as such.
Mad Max. Get your Mad Max shirts. Is anyone? Chad says he's gonna buy one. Chad, if you buy one, I'd be impressed. I'll put you in the raffle for 5. They're $19.99, by the way, which was the cheapest I could make it, where I don't actually lose money for making these silly shirts.
we love Mad Max, but we don't love Mad Max enough to be non-profitable on his shirts.
Yeah, I'm not taking a loss for a crazy college kid who doesn't even listen to anything I say. He just calls and goes and then hangs up.
We will break even on Mad Max.
JT is in the raffle for one.
We will have a quarterback on Sunday.
Maybe Mad Max is the quarterback. By the way, I see this is from Michael. Why does Fireman Ed no longer come on the show? He does. He just hasn't been available schedule-wise the last 2 weeks. He's on with us tomorrow at 10 a.m. So Ed is back on in his usual spot. Let's get to your last remaining calls, and then we will raffle away the Revis jersey. So it's your last chance to enter if you want to win a signed jersey by one of the all-time greats. Steven NYC is next. What's up, Steven?
Hey, guys. Hey, Jake. Hey, Dylan, I don't know if I ever told you. You guys are great together. I don't know if we've really officially met, but
no, I don't think so.
Great job, Dylan.
Great meeting you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I had a couple of things. First of all, we could have had Flacco for the last 3 years. We would have saved on Aaron Rodgers. Just think of that, right? Like where we would be. Just a side note. Donovan Edwards, is he still practice squad commanders?
Let me look him up, but I believe
Because what I'm thinking is we all said, like, what would we do? How smart would it be if Breece goes? We take him. He knows the offense. We have the rest of the season to decide if he's what some of us thought he could be.
Mm-hmm.
Then we don't have to, and Braylon comes back next year. Just another thought to throw out there. That would be smart. I would be impressed with the organization.
Yep. And he is currently on their practice squad. You are correct.
So wouldn't that make logical sense? Like 100%. We're going to get someone, right?
Yeah.
If you get rid of Breece, you have to add a running back because you're not calling up Lawrence Toafili as much as whatever. Right. He's not a bad running back.
And we have to replace the slot on the roster. Taking it from the practice squad, he has to come, right?
Yep.
He knows
or they have to sign him.
Bit. And then we get 10 games, 7 games to see if we all like them, right? Maybe, wow. We don't even have to decide because we'll keep him for next year. And then we have Braylon coming back and Isaiah. Just a thought. That would be a smart organizational move. It would be nice to think we could start feeling confident we have a strong organization, but we'll talk about that in a second. Here's what I thought about. What's the worst you get for a top 3 pick if we were trading down? That one, whoever the guy's trading up, right? Mm-hmm. A couple this year, maybe a second, a third, a fourth, whatever, and then next year's one. The way
depending on where they're coming from, yeah. If it's multiple, if you're moving out of the top 10, you're getting the first from next year. But if you're moving from like 3 to 6, I look like the Sam Darnold trade pre-draft where they got 2 extra seconds. And so I would say maybe a first and a second next year if you moved inside the top 10 still.
And we replace the one, we flip the one with whoever trades, and then we get what, a third this year or something?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
So here's my point. No matter what, it doesn't seem like this year, unless something changes, that there's there's no luck. There's no Peyton, right? There's not even Caleb, who was so consensus. What gives us the right to think that we're going to pick the right guy? So here's the way I think about it. Let's trade down regardless and still take a quarterback, right? But now, if he's not the right guy, you're still going to get, the second best? Maybe the one you liked anyway if you stay in the top 10, right?
There's risk involved in that, Steve, because if they love one of these guys, they don't want to lose
If you
them.
love, you can't, people love, and it's 50% chance if you look historically?
Right,
So
but
here's
teams don't operate that way, right? Like Brian Dable loved Jackson Dart. He had to have him.
But he didn't take, but look what he did.
The
This is
GM
what
wouldn't
I'm
let him take him at 3, though. That's the thing. So there's an organizational decision on that, too.
Fair.
I like what you're saying. I wouldn't mind trading down and getting a bunch of picks. But I'm just telling you, if they're sitting there with the number 1 pick, they're going to take a quarterback. I doubt they trade out.
Yes, me too. So here's my point. Let's just think logically, and no one thinks. If we do that trade, we're going to get the second best, maybe the one we like the best. And then next year, we'll have 2 firsts. We could always do it again, right? Like, we're setting ourselves up for just a different kind of philosophy about drafting quarterbacks, right? Like, we don't know. If you don't hit on the one this year, guess what? You trade it down, and now you do it again next year easily. It's just and we need – it's just so hard to get the guy right. Like, is Cam Ward right?
It's hard to tell. He was not put in a good situation. He's obviously had his miscues. I believe he is the right one, but that doesn't necessarily mean that needing to have pick 101 is going to be the way to get there.
Do you think we're ready to put even the best guy? If we knew,
yes, if this is not the coaching staff, they have a decent offensive line already in place. They have a number 1 receiver. Whether Breece is here or not, Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis aren't bad. You got a competent tight end in Mason Taylor. Like, it's not a bad spot for any rookie
you're right,
quarterback.
Jake. But let's be clear. And here's my last point. Muji and Aaron Glenn, they're coming back. Let's go under that premise. And here's let's just say that. It sounds like that's what's going to happen. And Jake, to Owen,
they haven't gone 1-16 yet, or 2-15.
I know. And here's the last point. I want to know if you guys agree. Yes, your record is your record, right? Like, you are your record. But let's just say one thing. Are you ready? 60-yard field goal in game 1. If he just went wide right, if the Tampa Bay guy missed, and if Garrett, if it lands on his chest and it doesn't fall off, and Falk hits a 54-yarder, if we went 3-4 instead of 0-7, just because of those 3 scenarios, does it make Aaron Glenn a better coach?
Yeah, but that's not how it works.
With 3-4, I'm just saying it's an argument, right? Like,
yeah, but I could easily turn it around on you. I could say, if Todd Bowles didn't decide to take the gas off the
I know. I'm just saying we could be 3-4 with those 3 plays.
Every team
and then we're not still better. You could still hate Aaron Glenn and think get rid of him.
I don't hate Aaron Glenn. I think he's done a bad job. But the examples you're bringing up, like, every team could say, "Oh, this happened, woulda, coulda, shoulda." Like,
no, Jake, I'm on your team. We're on the same team. What I'm getting at is, if those 3 things happened, we would not be talking about whether or not he's good or bad.
They didn't happen, though.
But if they did,
no. But I think hold on. I think what Steve is trying to say is that if those things did happen and we were 3-4, and the coaching staff still looked as bad as it does, would we still be saying 1 and done? And there is a valid point to that, because
and that's why it sucks. It's not an easy answer.
Like I'm looking at the Vegas Raiders right now, who are another team that could be 1 and done. Pete Carroll looks way out. Like, the game is past Pete Carroll. They have 2 wins on their roster. I don't think anybody cares about those 2 wins in Vegas right now. They are not happy with the state of that team. So I get what you're saying. But being 0-7 and being where we are, it's like it's hard to even fathom.
I know. But listen, we're all saying the same thing. If you think Aaron Glenn, and I could argue he looks horrible, but if we were 3-4, it wouldn't matter. He's definitely coming back.
Well,
and
wins
that's
matter,
not
though,
fair.
Steven. Wins matter. That's the whole point. You got to win games. And watch the games. Do the Jets look like a well-coached team, even if they stole a win? Like, the Jets stole a win against the Giants a couple of years ago. And it was nice to win to get the 4-3, but we knew there were real issues with that team. And what happened? They fell apart. Like, the smoke and mirrors doesn't last forever. And, like, the Jets should have at least a win or two right now for sure. But some of the reasons why they don't is directly tied to the head coach and the roster decisions they made. Like, forget if Boswell missed the 60-yarder to beat the Jets week 1. What if Xavier Gibson wasn't on the roster? All of a sudden, they probably win that game anyway, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I've talked about ESPN analytics and talking about like the false competitiveness of this team quite a bit this season. Jake, what do you think ESPN analytics had the Jets win percentage out of 100 at when Justin Fields took the sack on second down? They still had the timeout and took it to half. What do you think the Jets win percentage was of that game?
40%?
27. Do you know what it was? One play later when the Carolina Panthers took the opening kickoff to their 43-yard line?
No.
19%. It was a 10-3 game, and it looked largely out of hand. That's where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, they've been terrible. Like, let's not try and sugarcoat it. Like, the garbage time stuff speaks for itself. They haven't had a first half touchdown since week 1. We could do like most teams play close games. It's the NFL. Like, that's kind of how it goes. Like, and the Jets have been able to win not been able to win any of these games because they're poorly coached. That's the biggest reason. Like, their offense is historically bad, folks. They have not scored a first half touchdown since the first game of the year. The teams that allow 13 points or less this season that aren't the Jets are 37-1. The Jets are 0-2. Like, they are a bad coach team. The rest of the league can figure out how to win if your defense holds you to 13 points. The worst offenses in the league can figure it out if their defense has a very good performances like what the Jets have done the last 2 games. They are a poorly coached team, and it has to get better. Otherwise, I don't care what it could have, should have, you're going to come up with. Like, it's not good enough.
Yeah. For me personally, I have not seen enough to say, yes, let's bring them back for a second year. I'm still trying to be optimistic and say the last 10 games can be enough for AG to show us that there is momentum building and it's not going to be that false ending of the 2019 season with Adam Gase. But there's also 10 more games for Woody Johnson to be completely embarrassed about the product they're putting out onto the field. I guess the difference right now for me, maybe compared to you specifically, Jake, is I've accepted that even if they do go 0-17, there is a huge, huge world where Woody says we're holding put and we're just going to see this thing through. And maybe that's the power of friendship. I'm not sure. It's just
0-17 is different, man.
I'm not happy about it. Trust me, I'm not happy about it. And somebody even said they're like, no coach has ever survived a winless season. I'm like, Hugh Jackson did, and I'm not saying that's
they're the example why you don't do it, because then he got fired in the middle of his second season after that.
And they went 1-31, and then they started the next year 0-1-1 until they played
the Jets
in week 3.
Yep. And
Baker Mayfield came in for Tyrod Taylor and opened all the beer fridges in Cleveland.
Yeah, look, I just 0-17, he's gone.
I don't want it to happen, but I feel like I've accepted it. And maybe that's part of like the whole numb to the season type of thing, but I feel like that's just where we're at with Woody based on his comments. And like I said, there's 10 games of variables for him.
But think of his comments, Dylan. His comments were not that Glenn's a great coach. It's, Fields is the reason why he's not turning it around. He's like, we've improved in some areas. What happens if they go to Tyrod? And while the offense probably looks a little better because the bar is incredibly low, they're still not winning. Like, I don't think it's as, it's just like, if it continues to look like this, they're not scoring touchdowns, right? I don't think he survives 0-17. I don't think he survives one win. Maybe I think it's going to get very low. Jet fans, and I know they're going to do this, they will fly planes over MetLife demanding to one and done Aaron Glenn if it gets 100%. That bad. We're going to get to that point
if we get to week 18 and we still don't have a win. Oh, no, we're in Buffalo. Week 17 against New England.
Yep, there'll be planes over MetLife.
We anticipate are going to kick our ass based on the way that they look because they have the head coach and they have the quarterback figured out. So
even before that, though, think about the New England game, the last primetime game this awful team will play this year, Thursday Night Football after the Browns game in New England. They're going to get outclassed.
Oh, that's what I'm
outcoached.
saying. Yeah. You'll have already been, kicked the shit out of once by New England. If that gets to the point where you're winless going into that second matchup, planes will be flying.
But if Glenn has another coaching debacle in a primetime spot on Thursday Night Football, that's the loud noise that once again will get the one and done talk reinvigorated.
Yeah, because that brings on national attention. And the national attention started against Miami when we went 0-4, and we should have beaten that team. And they've not let up. The national media has now taken a shot at the Jets any chance they can. And that's rightfully so. We deserve all the shots possible. It was like that meme of like the army guy protecting the person in their sleep from the bullets and grenades, but somebody switched it and they put the Jets, the army man was the Jets, and they're sending the bullets and grenades at the sleep. That's us. Like, that's where we're at. So like, I totally get why everybody's taking shots. So yes, to your point, if they get embarrassed in New England in prime time, everybody, I mean, who's that? Amazon. So yeah, like Whitworth and Sherman and Fitzpatrick, all those former players, if they're mocking your team at halftime because you're getting blown out, that could resonate with Woody more. And like I said, that's either 10 games for AG to prove it or 10 games for Woody Johnson to get fed up with Aaron Glenn.
Woody Glenn, the power of friendship.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
I walk into it. Him looking at Diana Rossini and asking if he's a liar is hilarious.
God bless Woody. A couple things here. One, Chad, you did it. Mad Max t-shirt was purchased. You're in the raffle for 5. Also, Party with Peg and Artie bought a Mad Max t-shirt. I'm going to check here. They bought 2 of them. I'm guessing one for Peg, one for Artie. This is amazing. We've already sold 3 shirts. Spencer bought a shirt. We have sold 4 Mad Max t-shirts.
That's amazing.
Everyone who bought a Mad Max shirt, and if you tuned in late and don't get the reference, go back and watch Mad Max's absurd call. Those shirts are selling like hotcakes. Chad, you're getting 5 in the Revis raffle. Peg and Artie, you're getting 10 because the shirt is $20. So we will have the same rules apply. Party with Peg and Artie. They're in now for 10 because they bought 2. Beautiful. Last chance to get in on the raffle for a signed Darrelle Revis jersey. We're going to do one more call here, but first let me just get to the super chats here. JT, I see you. I got you in the raffle for 1. Thank you. Peter Storr says you guys make sucking suck less. Shout out to you, Peter. Appreciate that. All the content creators do a great job, man, whether it's Dylan or we have Matt O'Leary on, Buffalo, Tyson Rouch, Richie. I don't want to not name people. Jet Central, Nick Shine,
Badlands, Jet X.
Yep, everyone who's in this
we
Jet
should be
universe.
The coaching staff in front office of the team. And over the last 15 years, how many times do you think the Jets content creator regime makes the playoffs?
Tell you what, we don't have a 15-year playoff drought.
6 times, maybe. Like, crazy.
1000%.
And you know what Jake's role would be, everybody? Director of Common Sense.
That's right. Director.
Keep Woody away from the mics.
Oh, he would be nowhere near the mics. Big fella. Jake, what the F? You didn't play David T's outro. You're right. I didn't have it ready, so I just played the power of friendship hug. Fire Aaron Glenn says, Fire Aaron Glenn. Gee, who could have predicted that one? But you know what? Big fella, I'll tell you what. If you want David T's outro, I will retroactively play it.
I got my eye on you. Check, make me full screen. It's fireball whiskey time. David motherfucking T.
Before we get to today's closer, let's bring on Beast. Beast, any interest in getting a Mad Max t-shirt?
Nah, not necessarily. I'm looking at 1 or 2 right now that I'm thinking of getting. Either going to be a Wanker Bet or a Fred Baxter jersey.
A Fred Baxter jersey.
Yeah, because Baxter was on the Jets back when Parcells came here in '98. He brought Baxter with him. He also brought he even brought Martin with him. Now, let's go for it. Now, let's go close the show. Take it away, General Custard.
Beast, hold on. I got a question for you. Is there truth to the rumor that the Three Stooges are making a reboot with a 4th Stooge named Shitty?
Oh, God.
And that's going to be you?
Don't even bring that up. I'm not interested in any of that. As George Carlin once said, I leave that to the simple-minded. The simple-minded people. If they want to be simple-minded and charismatic, that do whatever. do whatever. I don't care. I'm not interested in that right now. What I'm interested in is the good things in the life, like taking a walk, having a good time, at least drink a water, go get a salad. Oh, did somebody say salad? I will not accept that video. It's unacceptable. We got the three dumbest morons on here: Mo, Larry, and Curly.
And your name is Shitty.
One of the great one-liners of all
I
time.
was told to remind you that Spartan Bro Zach was a first-time caller, so he needs to get in the raffle for the Revis jersey.
Spartan
Zach Quinn, I believe it's Zach Quinn is his name.
You met him over the weekend?
No, he's the one that called in, the UPS driver.
Oh, I thought you knew him previously, though.
No, he just lives in the same city as me.
Oh, okay.
They just said in the chat, remind Jake that he was a first-time caller.
Spartan Bro, you're in the raffle for 2. Bino with a super chat. Then we're going to get to our closer. You guys will love this man. If this team goes 1-16 or 2-15, 2 garbage wins, planes will be flying, and Woody won't be able to ignore it. We have no choice but the one and done. I think if we get to the last 5 games and they still don't have a win, there'll be planes. 100%.
Hey, there were planes over the city of, I guess, New Jersey. It's the state of New Jersey, but for the other New York team. And Mara didn't answer, and he didn't do it.
But that was circumstantial why he didn't do it, because
Again,
John Merrick
completely
didn't want to.
circumstances.
Right, he didn't want to fire another coach after just 2 years. After he did that literally with Shermer, Judge.
Right.
He didn't want to
But
do
they
it.
flew planes this year.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. He didn't want to change the regime again this quickly.
And it turned out to be the right answer. Now, again, not saying that Daboll is safe, but so far with Jackson Dart and Brian Daboll, it looks like he's been able to save his career a little bit there in New York.
Bino says Baxter left in 95, never played for Parcells.
He's had wrong information? No.
Garrett Wilson had a good game this past Sunday, though.
Yeah, dude. He's going to Cleveland, man. Did you hear about the bet I made with the guy on Twitter?
What was the bet?
He was, because all those Garrett to Cleveland trades were going off, and I was like, I swear, some of these fans find the best drugs. And he's like, anytime you want to talk ball, I was like, $100 to your favorite charity if Garrett Wilson gets traded, and I'll add another 100, so 200 total if he got traded specifically to Cleveland, which was his favorite team, because he said even if you acquire Garrett Wilson and have Jerry Jeudy, you have to go draft Carnell Tate. I'm like, okay, $100 to charity, 200 if he goes to Cleveland, and then the guy countered with 100 to charity either way. And then I'll give 100 in cash to a person in need. So no, not you, Charles Gorman, but to somebody in need, we'll get $100 cash if Garrett is traded to Cleveland. But it feels like the easiest $100 going to my buddy's cystic fibrosis foundation because Garrett's not getting moved.
Curly says Fred Baxter was a Jet 93 to 2000. Brad Baxter left after 95. All right, so we got the Baxters confused here. Dan says trade up for a late round 1 receiver if we're picking at 33, or just take someone great at 33, because there's always guys that are top 20 prospects that fall. Maybe one of them is a receiver. They'll have plenty of options. They have the number 1 pick. Pick 33 is like an extension of the first round anyway, as far as talent. So I'm fine with that. All right, DT, are you ready for our last call before the raffle?
Always ready.
Holy shit, look at that beard.
Holy shit, look at that beard. He has a beard, he's the man. Ain't no Santa Claus. Papa Jet loves the jet. He's one handsome son of a bitch. He's Papa Jet.
Guys got me?
We got you, Papa.
Papa.
Jake, before I forget, thanks for that clip of Dre and Beast too. I probably watched that 100 times.
It's so funny. It's a great line.
Dre cracks me up, like Dre cracking up cracks me up. It's just
yes. He's got a
awesome.
contagious laugh, 100%.
Yeah. And then as far as Mad Max goes, I hope he don't go that fast when he loses his virginity. He's got to slow it down.
What are we doing? Papa Jet. Family show.
Calm your freaky down. Hey.
I just sold another shirt, by the way, speaking of bad bags. Hey, thank you to listener Daniel Quigley, who just bought a shirt, getting 5 raffle tickets. He purchased a green Mad Max t-shirt.
Do you think Mad Max buys a Mad Max t-shirt, or he spends it on beer and women?
I could even try and explaining to him, "Hey, Max, I made this shirt." I wouldn't even be able to explain it to him.
Well, I was gonna add something after that, like don't pull a Papa. So I was gonna throw myself in there too. So, but anyways, DT, as far as the play calling, you said like it was different with Tyrod. Why is that though? I mean,
confidence, trust, ability.
Because you guys heard it like me saying my rule. I give the coaches, players, GMs 2 years, but this coaching is not. I mean, with Fields, especially against what was the Denver game, but even in the Carolina, why not roll him out for his passes?
His leg contusions, potentially. I'm just coming up with some kind of answer. His leg contusions that he suffered in Miami that were really hampering him, which, again, it goes back to coaching. That would have been the easiest excuse to say, hey, Justin doesn't have it right now. And when he doesn't have his legs, he's lesser than Zach Wilson. So we need to make the switch to Tyrod Taylor. Instead, I feel like they tried to coach around it. And also doing that while coaching scared of your quarterback making mistakes is never a winning formula. You can never lose games because you're not aggressive. I would much rather go down swinging like Tyrod did, throwing those passes downfield, be aggressive a little bit and still lose the game, because eventually the thought process is you can win with quarterback aggression, right?
Right.
So.
I 100% agree, because I was going to just say that when I was at the game Sunday and he threw those 2 bombs, one was intercepted, I got excited. I mean, like literally, I was just excited because then I realized I haven't seen anything like this for 4 or 5 games. Probably McDonald's blocked field goal,
And the play calls were great. The flea flicker to Alan Lazard, yes, maybe it should have been Arian Smith running that because Alan Lazard is literally an empty jersey. And then the post route, Josh Reynolds had J.C. Horn beat, but again, Taylor was late on the throw. It allowed more bodies to get there so that it looked like by the time it reached Reynolds, it was a triple coverage throw, which it really wasn't. He had the guy beat. He had J.C. Horn beat. So I agree with the aggressiveness. I just wish that they balanced it because they went 3 run plays and 1 was a Tyrod scramble. 2 were designed handoffs to Breece. That means there was 25 dropbacks or 26 dropbacks. That is bad for when your backup quarterback is in, and it's still only a 10-point game. It was 13-3 when Tyrod started the third quarter because Carolina got the ball out of half and kicked the field goal. So how many times this year have we seen against Dallas when they're down 31-6, they're still trying to run the ball in the third quarter? Or Miami, they're down 21 to whatever it was. I think it was 21-10 or 24-10 at that point. Like, you were still trying to run the ball, do your bread and butter. You should still do that with Tyrod Taylor. Now, just with a full week of it, hopefully they find a nice balance of, okay, we can throw the ball when we need to 30-plus yards, but also we want to go Breece and get him out and start running him more.
Yeah, that game there, when you brought that up in the chat a couple days ago, couldn't agree more with you. It's just like they gave up on the run way too early.
Yeah. It felt like when Breece banged up his knee, they went away from it to a far worse degree than they even needed to. Like, you could have had Isaiah Davis doing that stuff and Breece finished the game. So it's like, if you're going to have the confidence to put him back in the game, have the confidence to hand it to him. And if he still looks that bad, then you just take him off the field and you use your other running backs.
Right. It was only a touchdown game then, I think. It was still like 8-10 minutes left. But
yeah.
But being at the game, you could, with Tyrod, it was just a whole different atmosphere, aura. It was just, you could sense the excitement, and he had some good plays when he rolled out, and he hit some good passes. But last thing, take it as good news or bad news, but I can't kill off Papa It. He's got to stay because the 4.5%ers like him. They told me that at the tailgate.
You were a big hit with the ladies, Papa.
What's that?
You were a big hit with the ladies at the tailgate. I saw you.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that, but they said you can't kill off Papa It. So he'll make an appearance here and there, so.
I love it.
But other than that, go Jets.
I hug him every day. I hug him every day.
What a call from Papa Chet. What a moment. Bino, Super Chat, is going to be a total bleep show. Tyrod will get hurt, and Fields will be back in at some point. That's why I said what he said was so dumb in part, because you're probably going to need to go back to Fields at some point this year, and the owner just bleeped all over him, so is he going to have any confidence when he gets back out there? Not that I think he has a whole lot of confidence now, but like
he's shot. Unfortunately, he's shot, whether it's for his career or for his tenure with the Jets. It's looking shot. And that's why I said earlier in the day, I was like, do we see Brady Cook get elevated off the practice squad and Justin Fields kind of get demoted all the way down to quarterback 3 as the emergency guy who can only come in if both quarterbacks get hurt? Because, I mean, you can't really say that and then have him be one hit away, especially when your starter or, expected starter in Taylor has a knee injury that he's already dealing with. So I wouldn't be surprised if Fields is inactive for this game or is only the emergency quarterback. And I also said it again, I wouldn't be surprised if Mulugeta, his agent, gets him out of this situation for like a 7th round pick where the team eats some money.
I mean, after the game is the bye and then the trade deadline is November 4th.
Well, that's the thing that makes it the worst, is because you have this game is the last game to watch anybody in a Jets uniform before the trade deadline in an actual game. They obviously have a week of practice, but I don't even know if they're going to be in the building for that bye week. If I'm AG, I'm just saying, hey, guys, take time away from the building, be with your family, collect yourselves. We'll get back to work that following week. But that following Tuesday is the trade deadline. So it's not, it's a very tricky situation. That's why, like, guys like Quincy, I want to see Quincy play before the trade deadline happens. So I don't know. It's a weird situation with the bye happening right before it.
Only the Jets. Now, Big Cho says, Jay, can you put the call-in link if it's not too late? Big Cho, I'm about to end the show. We've been live for 2 hours and 21 minutes. Call back tomorrow and we'll get you on. Black Gypsy is in the raffle for a 1. Thank you, Mr. Gypsy. Hey now. Boom. Now, I do want to share some news, though. Big Cho sent me an email. He sent me an email, and he asked if he could fly up and stay with me so he could attend the watch party on Sunday, Dylan. I'm going to pull up the email here so you can see it. What do you think I should do? Should I let Big Cho spend the night with me in my home here and come to our watch party on Sunday?
Ooh, I don't know, Jake. I know you said you have a spot on the couch for some of your friends when they come to visit you that they never do from Houston, but does that count for one Big Cho who you did meet in person? So now you don't have that Nick Shine excuse where it's like, I don't know the guy. I've never met him before in my life. How can I be expected to pick him up from the airport and take him to dinner and wine and dine him and do all those things? So I don't know. That's a tough decision, man. I don't know. How strong is the relationship between you and Big Cho? Is it worth inviting him into your home?
It's a question I've been considering because, man, I don't know. And the other request I got from Big Cho, and we couldn't make this happen because I had to go and I had to leave right away after the Jets game to get back and do the post-game show. But Big Cho actually requested that he could be my co-host for the post-game show. This was an email I got the other day where he wrote the following: Jake, I was wondering if I could sit with you during the post-game. And he said, like I stated before, I spent 3 years on a sports talk show in Charlotte. I was thinking after I retired coaching basketball to get back in the media. Also, I thought we'd have a good time talking about the Jets' first win. Well, Big Cho, since they didn't win, I couldn't have you on the post-game show. Had they won, I would have had you co-host it with me, though.
Damn. Missed opportunity, Cho. Sorry the Jets let you down. Also, thinking about this more and more, if Big Cho's back hurts as bad as it does, and obviously I'm not denying his back pain, I think he's truly in pain, would he want to sleep on your couch, or would you get relegated to the couch and Big Cho would have to sleep in your nice comfy bed?
Yeah, Big Cho, I don't think given your condition, I don't know if my couch is suited for your back. The other problem is I got to be on the radio very early on Sunday with everyone's favorite consultant for the New York Jets, Mike Tannenbaum. So
Big Cho will quietly make himself breakfast while you're on the air, Jake. Don't you worry.
Yeah, that could be a problem. But yeah, Big Cho, he's had a lot of requests of late. It was great to meet him in person, though. Truly a legend.
I guess that's also assuming that you have breakfast items that are able to be cooked in your fridge.
I do not.
I didn't think you did.
I do not. Ladies and gentlemen, I do have a signed Darrelle Revis jersey that someone is about to win. It could be you. It could not be. But either way, it's the power of friendship that keeps us all
I
together.
hug him every day. I hug him every day.
Now let's spin the wheel of champion.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Look, there's epic prizes, and then there's arguably one of the greatest football players of all time having his signed jersey. That's a Darrelle Revis jersey, folks. If you
I
win,
thought that was the Justin Fields jersey I won earlier this year.
Really going up in value, by the way.
Plummeting by the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, time to spin the wheel of champions. Who's going to win a Darrelle Revis jersey? Maybe you. If you don't win, you're in the weekly raffle. If you do win, though, asmanjake@gmail.com. Name and address so I know where to mail it to. Your winner is... Wow, Spencer Green's on a roll. Back-to-back days of winning. Unreal. Congrats to Spencer. Since he loves Beast so much, how about a message from Beast's father?
Beastbreaker. Son, I am so proud of what you accomplished in life. I wish I could visit more. I raised you right, I see. Hot hit! Hot! I-42!
All right, Spencer Green, man. He did it again. Guy wins everything.
Shout out to B Dover for winning Spencer that jersey.
By the way, Nate writes in, Cho, I have an outdoor storage unit in the city if you need shelter. Cho, maybe take Nate up on that. Then we'll get you to the watch party. I like it. Anyway, Dylan, plug your channel, and then we'll get out of here. Congrats to Spencer. We'll get him that Revis jersey.
Yeah, at Dylan Tereman on YouTube, as you see down here below. Road to 2K subs. We're close to 1,100. I need to figure out when I'm going to go live again, probably early next week, breaking down this Cincinnati Bengals game. I will be throwing a Fernando Mendoza breakdown on the feed tomorrow.
We'll break him down next week, too.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to hear Joe's thoughts. Whenever I break down a player, whether it's pro or college, I do my own evaluation without any outside noise other than reading some scouting reports. I don't watch video breakdown because I want to see what I see. And then I go back and I watch the Joe Blewitts and Luke Grants and all those guys and see what they see. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can see where they saw this as opposed to what I saw. So I'm really excited for Fernando Mendoza. I have a game from Cal and a game from Indiana for Fernando. So it's a big one. It's going to be over 14 or 15 plays, so it could be over an hour-long film session. I'm going to pop that up either tomorrow or Saturday morning. So we're there. We're transitioning to the draft. We have to do it. We have to get ready for Senior Bowl because I'll be there with our guy Dom C in February. So we've made the transition reluctantly. I didn't want to do it this early, but hey, when you're 0-7 and you're looking at the first overall pick, you gotta lean into it. So at Dylan Tereman on YouTube, an audio-only format, the Believe in Jets podcast. Like I said, you don't have to believe in the Jets, but come believe in me in my endeavor on the quest to become a real podcaster. So 2 to 3 episodes a week on the Believe podcast feed, Apple or Spotify.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is Dylan Tereman. My name is Jake Asman. Thanks for watching. Fireman Ed joins the first show tomorrow at 10 a.m., so we'll be back then. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Enjoy Thursday Night Football. If you bet on it, do it with FanDuel, our presenting sponsor. I will talk to you guys soon. For Dylan Tereman, my name is Jake Asman saying enjoy a laugh on the way out.
We got the 3 dumbest morons on here. Mo, Larry, and Curly.
And your name is Shitty.
I got a 10 down.
For me personally, being able to ask other coaches that have been in a situation, how would they handle that?
Oh,
Hi, Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane, and if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go Jets!